how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? We are here at the Footy Culture Podcast. Live.
Footy Culture headquarters.
Headquarters. As you can see, my team is through. I mean, that's not UCL, that's UEL. I'm the only team in Europe right now. Let's go.
So, I swear you hated the... I swear you...
Pure bats.
I swear you didn't like
I can't read the last couple words. Huh?
I swear you didn't like Europa. I swear you didn't care about
Europa stinks, but like we're still in Europe.
We're still number one.
But that's not what we're gonna talk about right now. All right, Quinto Jr.
Why
Mikey
not?
the Quinto. We're gonna talk about some UCL. So I'm here with the boys. It's just me, Jimmy James, biking with Quinto, and El Daniele.
What's up?
How's it going? Bro had, let's say, he's a Europa merchant. Yeah, I know. For now, I am. But we recovered our 15 points, so it doesn't look like it's gonna be like that for long.
Did you?
For now, right now we're third place. So
You think you did?
For
You didn't
how-
recover
for how
anything.
long?
All they did was just close,
Well,
put it under review again.
yeah,
Can I switch my camera?
yeah,
On me right now?
Should be able to.
yeah, he did.
Can everyone in the chat hear us?
What's
Pure
going
bets?
on, Larry? What's going on?
Yeah, because you said Europa merchant. I can't really read what's on the screen, to be honest.
Are you on TikTok or are you on...
I'm on TikTok, man.
Hey.
Dan, where's the best kid of you all? Okay, well,
Well, he's not capping there.
then you can't
Going
see
on,
them.
criminal.
Bisca
Larry
Barca.
Fisherman.
Okay, so what game do you guys want to start off with? Let's start with the worst game of them all. Madrid versus Chelsea. Let's start off small. So we get this out of the way and then we get to the big stuff.
Get to the big boy.
So let's start off with Madrid, Chelsea. Did you guys expect anything less from Madrid?
That's from that fixture.
Yeah.
Rodrigo got 2. Was it 2-0 the final?
It was 2-0. So overall 4-0.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chelsea are in the mud. That's all I gotta say. Chelsea are in the mud.
Chelsea kind of I didn't really expect much from Chelsea. They kind of suck, especially with Lampard as a gaffer.
They had no chance. Man.
Yeah, I don't think they had a chance, especially against probably the best European team of all time. So no one expected any different. So I guess we can move on from that fixture because that.
No, wait.
You have something to say? So say something.
I mean,
The goat
give me a
of
little bit
the
of
Champions League, man.
Ooh, Benzema.
Rodrigo.
Chris, move that camera a little bit.
Rodrigo actually has a crazy record. I'll
his-
pull up the stat here.
He's a UCL merchant.
Well, you can't say UCL merchant because that's like UCL is like the best competition.
I know. I'm just saying though. He is though. I'm just stating
What's
the
wrong with
fact.
that?
It's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm
Alright,
just saying it's just true though.
In 19 starts, right? I don't know exactly how many appearances, but 19 starts, 15 goals and 9 assists at 22 years old. He's only 2 goals away from being Real Madrid's joint 4th top scorer in
That's
Champions
crazy.
League history. And he's 22.
How many goals?
He's 2 goals away from being Madrid's
Holy
joint
smokes.
4th top scorer in
15,
Champions League.
15 goals and 19 games.
Right? So it's like if you think about it, like, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, who's definitely up there.
Ronaldo, Benzema, Zidane,
Benzema,
Raul.
Zidane, I don't know. Probably Raul.
R9's not up there.
No.
Morientes.
Guti.
And then Rodrigo. Like, it's probably those 3 and then Rodrigo.
No, and then Vinny's probably up there too.
Vinny? No, I don't think Vinny has more.
Or
than
no,
that.
He doesn't
Oh,
really
man,
score. But he's more
You
of a
think
creator.
you think Rodrigo has more goals than Vinny?
Yeah. I think so. 15 goals, man. It's a lot.
Pure bet says he's better than Neymar already.
Who,
Does
Rodrigo?
Rodrigo have the potential to be better than Neymar?
No.
Why?
The disrespect of you having putting those two guys in the same
He said
sentence.
potential. He's only 21.
No,
He could be.
potential. He's 21. You know what the potential Neymar had and what age it was?
Okay, his potential.
He was like 17 when he was
Okay.
already linked with Barcelona, having these disgusting runs at Santos.
You think?
So he can't surpass him ever.
He's 21, and you guys are saying now he's going to surpass
he
him.
surpass
No,
him?
he can't. It's
Why?
impossible.
Can
How's it impossible?
Because Neymar was a star when he was already young. This Rodrigo is 21 right now. And it's still young,
Yeah.
but we're not saying, "Oh wow, this guy's nasty right now."
How
At
many
21,
how many
Neymar was already
Champions- How many
disgusting.
Champions League goals did Neymar have at 22?
I'm not talking about a team. I'm talking about him.
I'm saying Champions League goals.
Yeah, okay, but in general, eye test. You're gonna say that Neymar
Yeah,
at 20,
eye test, no.
Neymar at 21 wasn't better
But
than Rodrigo
they're
at 21.
different players. I think Neymar. I think is
They're both
obviously
wingers.
more naturally talented, but Rodrigo is clearly potentially maybe having a
He's
bigger impact
clinical,
on the game.
but
More
nah,
clutch.
No, I can't say that.
hate this this eye test thing. If he's putting up the
eye
numbers
test.
and leading his team to victories, then he can surpass Neymar if he continues to do
Low
that.
key, man.
Nah, you guys
Ne-
are crazy.
what-
You're crazy for
Neymar
saying
hasn't
that.
really won much. He won
you don't
one
know ball,
UCL,
bro.
left
You don't know ball.
left Barca to go win nothing.
You don't know
Okay,
ball.
well, he won Ligue 1, but what does that mean? Not much. He became the top goal scorer of
You
Brazil.
went to go look for the bag.
He became the top goal scorer of Brazil, but Ken Rodrigo possibly passed. He probably won't surpass that.
He's not gonna surpass him for top goal scorer for
But,
Brazil.
you
You're
never
nuts,
know.
man.
Never know. Never know, because Neymar's not going to be there forever, man. Vinny's not really a goal scorer. He's more of a creator. So
He scores and he creates.
Vinny doesn't really score too much. He scores, but Rodrigo scores at a higher level.
Rodrigo's more efficient.
He's more
I would
efficient.
say at a higher level. It's just when you need him, he scores.
That's also the wrong statistic. I think I'm gonna double check exactly how many games he's actually played.
What did Jay say? Jay said he means everything to me. Neymar has won everything, and he means everything. He hasn't won everything.
Hey, where's the World Cup? Where's Huma Hexa, bro?
Where's the Hexa, man?
Oh yeah, wait.
Huma Hexa.
He won a gold medal, so I guess he's won everything.
That's true. The
Right,
gold
Jay?
medals are good.
Gold medal's a huge thing, you know.
Shut up.
It's a huge thing in football.
Hey.
Footy.
know
It's a
what?
huge thing for.
At the end of the day, it is an international accomplishment, right? You can't deny that.
It's a huge thing for in women's football because they put their best squads out there.
Yeah.
So that means something because it's actually like competitive.
Yeah.
Like you got these Brazil teams and these other national teams that have like players that I've never even heard of.
And some of them can't even use their national team logo on their kits.
We got Zeno saying Neymar inspiring a whole generation of Brazilian wonder kids means more than any trophy. Thoughts?
Factos, bro.
What? Say again.
Neymar inspiring a whole generation of Brazilian wonder kids means more than any trophy. I'm assuming that Rodrigo has won.
Not if those
Factos.
Not if those wonder kids don't win you a World Cup.
Oh my god.
Then it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
he inspires.
He inspired them.
Inspiring. Pele
but-
inspires. He
yeah,
inspire.
Pele inspired World Cup winners.
Pele
Neymar,
inspires
is he gonna
players. Rodrigo doesn't inspire players.
Why not? He's 22.
So when Neymar was 22, he was inspiring players. What do you mean?
Yeah, but that's
Yes, he was.
looking back
Bro,
at
everyone was
him.
doing his hair. Jay did his haircut at that age.
Jay was foolish.
Jay had a freaking nose strip because he wore a nose strip.
Jay gets
Jay,
easily
people
influenced by
people
the
wore
world.
mercurials because he wore mercurials. People did a lot of things because he did it at that age. And you're saying Rodrigo's
Give
gonna
him time.
surpass him.
Give him time.
At this time,
He's just starting to
at
flourish.
this time, Neymar's already a world beater at this
he
at this
wasn't.
age. At his age,
What time? When did he get to Barca? 21, 22? So it would be around the same time.
yeah, and he was a baller right away.
No, he went to Barcelona later. I'm pretty sure.
Like 22, I think. 22, 23.
So Rodrigo's just trying to flourish now,
Nah, bro.
around the same time.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, like, obviously we know how Neymar's career, panned out. Rodrigo can technically surpass Neymar because he's still young.
And what stats?
No, just as a player overall.
Nah,
You'll be a better skiller. We're not comparing skills.
Okay, listen here. Let's say, for example, Rodrigo becomes a key player for Madrid. Goes on to win maybe another couple Champions League. He plays a key part in, let's say, Brazil winning a World Cup in 2026. Neymar's still in the squad, but Rodrigo is a key player in the squad as well. I think he has a chance, man, to surpass Neymar in career.
Is he better than Ronaldinho?
Rodrigo?
Yeah,
In better in what way? Career?
in general.
Talent?
Could he be? Could he be better than Ronaldinho?
Career-wise, yeah.
Talent, everything.
No.
So then,
So then what?
he's not going to get a Neymar then.
But you can have a
in
better
general.
career.
Who cares about career, bro? You have players winning Champions League like Nacho. Is he a better player? No, he's a better
No,
career.
but if Rodrigo is a key player and he's scoring goals, right?
He's
Ronaldinho
never
wasn't a
gonna
goal.
surpass.
Ronaldinho wasn't a goal scorer,
yeah, but he's
He was
got
for
the
like
eye
for like
test.
2 years.
right?
But who does people remember?
He's
Gino.
22.
Yeah.
Give a chance.
Nah, man, you guys are nuts.
No, man.
And we still have Vini. Vini might outshine him still. So,
Vinny's gonna outshine him for sure, and he has.
well, we've seen Vini's
And
top.
Vinny's consistent.
His top. This is his top. I can't see him get any better than he is right now because he's one of the best in the world already.
You know who he kind of reminds me of, low key, and this is gonna be crazy.
Who? Vini or Rodrigo?
Rodrigo.
Wait, let us guess.
Oh,
The
it's
Brazilian.
it's a Spanish player.
Let us guess. Hold on.
David Villa.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah. Wow.
Big game player, scores goals.
Scores goals, was a winger. But I think Rodrigo, you can see now, is almost being played more centrally sometimes when he comes off the pitch. And a lot of his impact comes when he's playing almost in that second striker position.
Yeah.
And, similar to David Villa, that's where he, his bread and butter. He started on the left wing, right? Similar to how Rodrigo started on the right. But now he's kind of, shifted in field more now. And he's a goal-scoring winger. Like, he's not a winger that's, like, taking players on that's, like, electric. And he's, beating a player on the ones and then, like, a Leao,
Yeah.
Like, Leao, Vini, Cavada, like, those guys are kind of their own type of winger. But Rodrigo's more of, like, a goal-scoring winger, like a David Villa. Almost even like a Salah.
Yeah.
Like a goal-scoring winger.
I guess, yeah. I guess. Don't disrespect Villa's name, though.
Well, yeah, that's not
How's that
disrespect. It's
disrespecting
not
shit?
disrespect. It's not disrespect, man.
Comparing him to Villa, bro, Villa's a legend.
I could see honestly more Salah than Villa, because Villa, like, he was more dangerous on the wing, because that finesse shot he had.
It was
Rodrigo can't finesse really.
uncomparable.
But
Every time you say Villa, bro, I remember is that finesse.
Anthony Lafleur in the
Around
chat
Casillas.
saying, "What's up, boys?" Can't really.
What's
see.
up,
Never
Lafleur?
underestimate Don Carlo.
Yeah.
I don't underestimate. I think they might knock out City, to be honest.
What's up,
That's going
Anthony?
to be a good fixture, man.
It might be like last year when they were down and they came back. Was that the one they? Came
That was
back?
against City? No, that was
Yeah, I think it was against City. Second leg.
Chelsea versus, not Chelsea. Madrid versus Man City is going to be a great fixture, man, because
Both sides are going to be great fixtures.
you know what it is, man? It's Haaland. I think, like, he makes City more likable. He makes City more exciting to watch. And obviously he makes them a better team, but it's just something about, like, his presence that just, like,
Scares opponents.
not even
in my
scares
opinion.
opponents. Like, that does scare opponents, but, like, for me, like, I want to watch City to watch Haaland.
Yeah, that's true.
Before, like, I would watch City because, like, they played good football.
Because of the team in
But
general.
sometimes it would get boring, like
Yeah.
possess. But when you have a player like Haaland on the side, the truth is you never know what he's gonna do.
That's
He
true.
might just pull up and score an overhead kick,
Or he might miss a penalty.
or he might miss a penalty. And, like, he's an exciting player to watch. And I think having that in the Champions League and the pedigree he brings in the Champions League might be what gets City over this UCL hump that they have.
Jeez.
Because he has the pedigree, man. Before, they didn't have a player that could do it in the CL. Haaland loves the Champions League, man. He loves it.
Is he the next Mr. Champions League?
Yeah,
Mr. Champions League Junior?
He already is.
Man, like,
Mr. Champions League Junior?
he already has a Champions League golden boot
That's true.
to his name.
All I gotta say is Madrid scares me because they're a Champions League team. And from what I watched from the Bayern,
What are they like? This guy's a City fan now.
no, I'm just stating the truth. What I
You should
saw.
say Madrid excites me,
Why would Madrid excite me? I'm a Barca fan.
but why would? But you're not a City fan either.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go for City. Why would I go for Madrid?
Could you say Madrid is a scary team?
Okay, sure.
There you
Whatever words you want to use. But what I saw from that Bayern Man City game is even though Bayern weren't able to score, they had a lot of chances where they were like 3v2 because Man City goes up and counters fast and hard. But against a team like Bayern that has a lot of pace in those wings, they were getting caught off where there was just legit Akanji and Ruben Diaz. So imagine when you have Vinny, Rodrigo, and then you have Benzema countering against you, which
they're gonna hurt
which are finishers. These guys are clinical finishers. You saw those two chances where Sané could have scored if he shot it on target,
Even the first leg.
and even
Sané
the
had
first
so
leg.
many
So that's what I'm saying. Like that seems a little scary. I mean, I think any team could win this.
Well, yeah.
Any team could really win this. I don't see it go either way.
It's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic, too, just because of, like, well, obviously the Madrid front three. I think, like, if Bayern had, even half the striker of Benzema
Yeah.
quality in their side, like, they definitely wouldn't have gone, almost pretty much goalless against City. But obviously they didn't. I think that's what hurt them in the end, because in a game like that, like when you're creating those chances, you might only get a handful of chances against City, and you need someone that's going to be able to put that away. And I mean, Rodrigo, we can see is clutch, right? Benzema, we know does it in the Champions League, and I think Vini is going to be the key cog that's going to be able to create, because he plays on that left side. And I think that's where Pep's been kind of experimenting with Stones almost as like a second CDM beside Rodri that kind of drops into right back. And Stones has been doing a phenomenal job, but I think like that's going to be the area where I think Vini can really attack. Because if Stones is having this additional responsibility of almost being like a playmaker, you know what I mean? Like he'll be on the ball, sure, but I think like that might leave some space in behind for Vinny to really penetrate. And I think that's going to be where City, I think, need to be careful.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. And City, throughout this whole Champions League, and obviously at this point you're going to start facing better teams, but they haven't faced a front three like this
No.
in a while in this Champions League, you
Yeah,
know?
really
So,
I mean, in the Champions League so far, like, I know it's going to sound crazy, but the team that kind of gave him the best game so
Yeah.
far was Dortmund.
it was.
Both games. They tied one game, and then they lost the other one by 1 goal. And they didn't really do anything special. They defended deep, and they countered. And I think that's what, you know, most teams would do. But the thing is, like, a team like Bayern is never going to sit back and counter. And I honestly don't think Madrid is going to necessarily sit back and counter all game either. I'm sure they will for
In
spells.
waves.
But when you have, like, you know, the midfield talent that Madrid has, they're going to want to get on the ball. They're going to want to take control of the game. And for me, I think that's what's going to be pretty interesting too, is going to be the midfield battle.
Yeah, I don't like as good as City's midfield is. Like we're talking about the best midfield in the world here in Madrid. There's no better three in the world.
Who was the three?
Cruz, and the CDM could be depending on who they play there that day, and Modric. Either CDM they have, I think they're still gonna dominate.
You think have they been starting Rodrigo, or has it been?
Are you talking about front three?
No, I'm saying have they been starting Rodrigo? Because if not, then isn't Thing playing up top? Valverde.
I think if everyone's fit, I think like probably going to be Vini, Benzema, Valverde,
Yeah.
Modric, Cruz, Tchouaméni, probably Camavinga left back,
100%.
Alaba, Militao, and then Carvajal or Nacho or whoever they're playing at right
They
back.
might run Nacho right back.
Right, or Vasquez. Right.
That's a weak point for them too.
Yeah, I think so. But I think is at the end of the day, like a player like Carvajal, like he might not be consistent throughout the season, but
He's gonna get tossed by Haaland, bro. You see a ball
who
cross
doesn't
coming.
get tossed by
You see a
Haaland?
cross coming in, and this guy just prancing.
I know,
all
but like the
over
thing is,
you, man.
Carvajal, he's the kind of guy that no matter how bad of a season he's having, we saw it last year too in the
Yeah,
Champions
that's
League.
true.
He was having a terrible season. He puts on that Madrid shirt in Champions League, and he's just
It's
playing
different
like
gravy.
prime Cafu. You know what I mean? He was up and down that wing. He was really locking
Prime
things
Maicon.
down, and that could happen, man. That's the thing about Champions League and knockout football. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Pierre Batch is saying that Madrid beat the same teams this year as they did last year. I honestly can't remember the road they had. I know they beat City. They beat Chelsea.
Yeah, they did beat Chelsea last
I
year
can't
too.
remember the third team on their road to the final was. But it's pretty similar. Like they just took out Chelsea, now they're on to City. And the third team might be there. But moving on. We could say Inter versus Benfica. A lot of people didn't have Inter going through here.
Me,
Yeah, you.
particularly.
I did.
You had Inter going through or Benfica
Yeah,
going through?
no Inter.
He had Benfica.
Pretty sure I had Inter. I don't know why I wouldn't. Barella though scored another banger.
But it just shows why he's world class. Man. What a player.
World class. He's not
He
world
is
class,
world-
bro.
yeah,
He's
he is.
lucky.
He is, no.
He's lucky.
He dominated both legs.
You give that shot to him again, he's not hitting that.
He might.
No, he's not. That was with his
He's a
left
big game
foot. That
player.
was with his left foot. His left
World
foot.
class.
Nah,
man.
bro.
He is. He'd probably walk right into your team on Barca.
Are you dumb?
Probably would.
You seen that midfield?
Barella he'd walk into most midfield.
Yeah.
I
Not
would
mine.
personally.
Yes, he
I
would.
No, he wouldn't.
He's
With
better
the
than
full.
He's better than Gavi. He's better than Busquets. Pedri's probably the only
Pedri
midfielder.
De Jong. Oh,
Pedri's probably the only midfielder on your team.
you're
that's better than him.
nuts. You're
I
nuts.
think like realistically, the only midfield he wouldn't walk into is probably
Barca's mid.
no.
Madrid.
You would walk into Madrid's.
No.
No.
Yeah, you
Modric,
take.
Cruz? No.
Yeah.
No.
You take off a thing.
He doesn't.
Valverde.
Yeah.
Take off Valverde.
Valverde's a right wing though.
Exactly. You got him right there. Tchouaméni doesn't play. Tchouaméni wants to leave. I swear.
No.
don't know. I think like Barella walks into pretty much every midfield except for
Barca, you're right.
Madrid and
And Barca, yeah, I know.
City,
Trust me,
maybe.
I know. Nah, he'll walk
Even
into
City,
cities.
he might walk into, but
Yeah.
That depends.
Every other midfield is in. Like he's in United's midfield. He's in Liverpool's midfield. He's in Chelsea's midfield. He's in Bayern's midfield. Right. He's in Juve's midfield.
World class, brother.
He's
Not Barca's,
a
bro.
great
Yes, he
midfielder.
is. He
He's
walks
not.
in easily. That's
He's
one of the
not-
easiest teams to walk
He's
into.
not walking against
Yes,
Gavi,
he's not
Pedri.
Xavi.
Gavi.
Oh, Gavi.
He's walking
Gavi,
into Barca.
Pedri,
He's
De
better than
Jong,
Gavi. Gavi's
Busquets,
is not. It's so
Kessie.
overrated.
You guys are. You're
Gavi's
nuts.
gonna be playing at Celta Vigo in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
He's just what's it
You,
called?
you're gonna
He's just a workhorse.
you're gonna put that
Yeah,
in.
he's a workhorse.
You gonna clip that too?
clip
Tell
it.
us to clip that too, please, because it
He's just
seems
a
like
give
you
it
can
my
spill
all
it.
merchant.
He's a yellow
And that's
card.
not good.
Yeah, but
So you get injured in next year and
yeah.
He's how old again?
He's not as talented.
Tell me
as
how
that,
old he
though.
is.
He's not as talented.
How old is
though.
he again?
He's not
Look
as
at that.
talented,
man,
though.
just think that we've been
How
saying
old
this,
is he again?
we've
He's
said the
17
same thing
years
about
old.
many players. Look at Isco. Everyone was shouting for him when he was younger.
In the chat, Barella is better than all Barca's midfielders, hands down.
Besides Pedri. Pedri's a different level. I would
Pure
say.
Bets bro also doesn't know what he's talking about. So
That's biking with Quinto.
this man's 17 years old, 18,
He's a
Gonna
good
be
player,
18
but
now.
Barella is better.
and he won Golden Boy,
Yeah,
Man,
rigged.
and I can win
Rigged.
Golden Boy if I played
Rigged.
for Barca, man.
rigged going.
It is rigged. He's not. You're telling me
Sure,
better than
sure,
Bellingham? No,
Sure,
he's
sure,
not.
sure.
Come on.
I think Barella's a great player. I mean, at the end of the day, he was one of the key players in that Italy team that won the Euro Cup.
But yeah, Inter dominated Benfica. I honestly thought they had a chance of beating.
You know what it
Into the
is?
two
Like
legs.
Benfica were great. They lost Enzo.
Oh yeah,
And I think like at the end of the day, like that's a big loss for any team, especially when you can't necessarily
Replace him.
go in and replace him in January because not a lot of teams want to sell,
Yeah.
right? Like you have the money, sure, but you can't really buy anyone of that quality, and that's a big player to lose. Like you see, he's been doing bits at Chelsea, even though they haven't been playing well as a team. But losing him, like kind of throws off the whole momentum of the team. And I think that he's been obviously a big miss for Benfica. And like to be fair, like, they had a little bit of like an easy road too. Like they had an easy draw, right? They had Bruges.
Benfica, yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of the easier draws they could have gotten. But I mean, good on them for making it this far. And they were a dangerous team going into it. Like the fact that they made it out of that group. It was a tough group to make
Yeah,
it out of
Juve.
with Juve and PSG. Like, not a lot of teams would have made it out of that group, and good on them because they finished first in that group.
Finished first,
Right.
made the quarters, got knocked out by Inter. But honestly, the Portuguese teams are always dangerous, man. I feel like that's their max. They're gonna make it to one of them is gonna make it to the quarters every year, at
Yeah.
least. It happens every. There's always one. There's always Porto, Benfica, and then Sporting will get there once in a while.
Only generational talents are Mbappe, Haaland, Pedri.
Only generational. It's tough to say, because you could put Jude. He's up there, but yeah, world like top level. Yeah, it's probably those three. But yeah, Inter gets the W. They look like they're gonna be playing in a Milan derby
First
Which
one
is-
in how long?
since
Been a while.
Milan lost in the final against Liverpool. They lost in the final against Liverpool in Istanbul, and this CL is going to be in Istanbul.
Too bad Liverpool's not going to be around.
AC Milan's the last time they had a Milan derby in the semis, and they went to the finals. They had a finals in Istanbul.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're playing a Milan derby in the semis, and it's going to Istanbul again.
Damn, bro.
So they might be going there and losing again.
I don't think so.
What if they go there and win?
Eh.
And the curse is broken, I guess, eh?
I guess if it counts as a curse.
It's not really a curse if it's not
No,
reoccurring.
it's only once.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, the last time they played, the reason why Milan made the finals was because of I don't know if you guys probably seen it now, the flare picture of Materazzi and Rui Costa. I think Milan was really winning that game 1-0. So and then they didn't end up playing the second leg, and Inter took a 3-0 loss, and Milan advanced
Say that again. Say that again. Why didn't they play the second leg?
because the fans were going too crazy. They just canceled the whole.
What? That's not. There's no way.
I saw it on. I think IFTV posted it.
They played the first game.
They didn't finish the first game because the flares were too much. But
And-
Milan was winning 1-0 already.
And then the second leg.
So second leg just went because technically I think Inter was the home team that game. I don't know. I don't know the 100%. I just read it today on IFTV. But that's kind of crazy if that's true, unless someone's scamming me right now. But I think that's actually kind of crazy that we're gonna see a Milan derby in the semifinals this year.
Who's scamming you?
What'd you say? Biker King though.
Oh, so who's winning that game then? Inter,
Milan or Milan?
Milan. Inter Milan or Milan Inter?
AC Milan's the better team, but Inzaghi, I would
But
say,
is Inter their Milan's kryptonite?
Inzaghi's the better coach in cup games.
You think?
Even at Lazio, he always
I swear, bro, everyone was talking. Oh, Inzaghi out. I hate him. Bro, he's semifinals,
It's
Champions League.
It's kind of like a Nagelsmann thing. He doesn't really lose in cup games. I mean, yeah,
Can't go wrong with what he's been doing.
I mean, he's lost this year, but
I mean, even if he gets kicked out by Milan this far, like this is a good season for him,
but
I'd say.
now that Juve's in third, Inter get pushed down to sixth. They might not make Champions League next year
It's not their
Unless
fault.
they win it.
unless they win it. And if Juve was to win the Europa League, is there an extra spot for the Serie A?
Yep.
So
That's what happened in the Bundesliga this year.
because Milan right now are fifth, so Milan and Inter are both out of a Champions League spot.
But if Milan wins Champions League and Juve win Europa League, then they would get 2.
They have 6 spots. They have 6 spots overall. Then
That's how it works, yeah,
That's
buddy.
That's-
Yo, Serie A rocks, bro.
Serie A is the best
Yo,
league.
Serie A is the best
It
league in
is
the
the best
world.
league.
You're a joke if you think that.
We have 2 teams in the semifinals of
Wow.
Europa League.
Oh my
2 teams
gosh.
in the semifinals of
Like
Champions
teams have never had that before.
Yeah, well, this
Leagues
year,
have never had that.
This year it's Serie A.
Oh.
This year it's the Serie A.
They're all gonna lose anyways.
If they lose, they lose.
So then what? You're gonna say they're still the
They're
best
still
league?
the best.
Why? If they lost?
Because look at there's
If
so
they
many
lost
teams.
all the if Juve or
No,
Serie A
they-
team doesn't win
They
the
just don't
champ,
have the best team overall, but the best
So
league. 'Cause
then?
Look, we have 4 out of 8 teams.
what if no? There's no other. Arsenal's not in
Arsenal's
it.
been gone, man.
4 out of 8.
For the like Europa League and
What
Champions.
if La Liga team wins
Fine.
it?
Then they're the best team.
What
in
if
the world.
Madrid
technically,
wins?
5
What if
out of
Sevilla
5.
wins? And what if Betis wins? Not Betis.
Fiorentina could also win the conference.
Isn't Betis in? No.
Are you talking about Europa League?
Who's in Conference League?
It's only Sevilla.
Real Sociedad.
Oh, never mind. You can't have
Sociedad's
more than
out.
5 teams. I lied.
Is Real Sociedad
Okay,
not in it?
No, it's only Sevilla.
So the truth behind that
In the
story,
Europa?
I just read it right now. The first leg, Milan won 2-0,
Okay.
and then they were gonna go play the second leg, and they were up by 2-0 at half, so it was 4-0 aggregate.
Oh, and then they called.
And
it
then
off.
the 73rd minutes, I think, when Dida got hit, and then the smokes were getting worse, and they just
Okay.
called the game then.
So then I read it completely wrong.
So it was like 4-0 aggregate, but the second half of the second game was cut off, I guess.
Damn.
Or maybe then they gave him an extra goal, whatever.
Yeah, if it's I guess it's forfeit, it ends in 3-0.
Yeah, maybe that's
whatever.
what the 3-0 came in.
But yeah, that's the story.
That's still kind of crazy. I kind of hope it's a wild match. That'd be
It's
No, it
gonna
will
be.
be.
Someone's
It
gonna
has
get a
to
red
be.
card.
Has to be a wild match.
Someone's gonna run on the field. Watch.
I gotta see Lukaku
You think?
Yeah, so Lukaku
for a
what?
nice pen.
It's
and then-
actually crazy that the two strikers that are going to be lining up in a Champions League semifinal are Lukaku and Giroud.
no Lukaku doesn't start. It's Dzeko.
He might start.
Dzeko has to be one of the most underrated strikers of all time.
You
Man,
think?
shut up, bro.
Man, the longevity of this guy's career, and I can't remember
longevity,
the last
so what?
the last time he's had a bad season.
You
This
think?
season.
No, he's not.
The season's having a good
No,
season.
like, he's
He's all right. He's okay. You know, he's not doing
I said
anything.
Bad
So
season. It's a bad
he's okay. He's,
He's
not
also
having a good
36.
season. Okay, so what?
or 37. He's old.
And
So what? Does that negate the fact that he's underrated
He's a good striker.
or he's forgotten? Maybe not underrated, but forgotten.
he's perfectly rated. He's not that good. He's not that bad.
Okay, that's insane. One of the top strikers of this generation,
I would say so.
of his generation, which includes Lewandowski.
Because he won the league.
Ibra.
He won the league with Inter.
Yeah.
Did he? Or was that before he
No,
won?
I think he was there when they won. They won 2 years ago. I think he was there.
Or was Lukaku there and then he left?
Lukaku was there.
Oh yeah, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, semifinals now with Inter. Won the league with Man City. Did great.
Never
things
played. He basically barely played there.
He
No,
played
played.
often.
Aguero was Balotelli there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was Dzeko and Aguero starters.
Dzeko and Aguero.
Balotelli didn't play that much.
He did great things with Roma as well,
Carlos Tevez.
right?
That was
And then he won the league with Wolfsburg as well. A lot of people forget that.
what a player.
Bro,
What a
he's
player.
ass, man.
No, he's not.
Oh
He
my
did it in 3 of
gosh.
the top leagues in football.
Your ass.
Right? It's tough to argue that, man.
Yeah. But AC Milan go and beat Napoli. I didn't really expect that. I was kind of hoping Napoli go through because they realistically are the better team, even though they've lost.
Can't believe Giroud missed that penalty.
Yeah, I know. They both missed the penalty. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kvara, bro. What's wrong with him?
Kvara missed. Giroud
He
missed.
missed holding that too, no?
No, he got saved. No, they both got saved.
Giroud got saved. I thought he missed the
Got
net.
saved. Meret save and Magnan saved. AC Milan with Magnan is a completely different team.
Man's
for
nasty.
For some reason, they just remember how to play when he's on.
But now it's gonna be two amazing goalies, Onana and Manyan.
Oh, Nana is so good, man. It's actually crazy. But they might sell him.
Yeah, because
40 mil.
money.
To who?
Whoever takes him. Probably Chelsea.
United.
They have to sell him, though.
No, they don't have to sell him.
Why are you selling?
Get rid of the hair, please.
Toxic.
No. It's just because it's like 40 million for a goalie. Like pretty,
Profit,
it's
man.
pretty expensive. You get it for free.
Don't you want to be one of the best teams? You have to have the best
Yeah,
players.
I don't know if they'll sell him if they make the finals. They'll probably just keep him
Maybe. Well, I mean, you get more money coming in, right?
because they're a team. If they get the big offer, they're gonna sell him.
They're gonna sell you.
Any
If they sell him,
Serie-
if they sell him, they're a feeder club.
any Serie A team would. They don't have money like the Prem.
Don't they have Asian owners?
Yeah, but
Those guys are fake rich.
they haven't been
What does that
they haven't been
even mean?
investing in the club though, right? That's why remember the whole thing happened with Conte because they didn't want to invest in the team.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
So it's tricky situation,
just
but it's good that
joking.
Onana panned out, right? Because it looked like he was kind of, he had that little low point in his career.
Mm-hmm. But he
And
didn't play for a year, no?
Made the move to Inter, didn't play. He was behind Handanovic for a year, and then Onana
Bro,
comes out
you
now
also
and
got
he had that doping ban,
that
right?
doping ban for a year, no?
Yeah, but that was while he was still at Ajax.
Yeah. But that too could
And then he came
that could
back
ruin
at
a
Ajax.
player.
Forced himself out, and then
Mm-hmm.
now obviously Inter he's doing bits, right? Which is good to see, right? Because I think he's a great young keeper. He's still quite young, right?
Say what, 24, 25?
Yeah, it's still very young for a keeper, and I think
if I was Inter,
he's probably one of the better young keepers in football right now. Probably like at least top 5.
How
young
old is he?
keepers.
24, I think.
Yeah.
If I was Inter, I would keep him. Just let him play out his career there. I'm sure he's not going to leave. Looks like a pretty loyal guy.
Seems like a brat.
Do you think he seems like a loyal guy?
He's never really done anything wrong.
He forced his
He
way
forced
to
himself
Ajax.
out, and
Yeah,
he
but
did, and he
that's
and he
because
did
they've
and he
banned
dope.
him.
It was doping.
He left the national team with Ghana because
No,
they
no,
didn't
no,
want
no.
to play short kicks.
They kicked him out. He didn't leave.
I don't
And
know.
that's unfair to him.
That is
though.
very silly, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Who knows?
Because he plays proper football, they're going to kick him out.
I don't know. I think like maybe he'll want to stay, but I think like looking at Inter's track record, they'll probably sell.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of racism in Italy. Maybe he will leave. It's true. I don't know, but if I was Inter, I would do it. I would do everything possible to keep him, because it's gonna be hard to find a goalie as good as him.
You think?
Yeah, he's the amount of saves he makes and the saves that he makes is crazy. Goalie, that's a goalie right there. But Milan go on to beat Napoli. They tied the second leg, so they won. They were up by 1 on aggregate.
Yeah.
Cavada, they shut him down. Calabria,
In his pocket.
they would double Cavada, to be fair, every time.
He played well, but like they had a great game plan against him.
Yeah, they double him. They double him no matter what. Whoever's closest, you're doubling with Calabria.
But Magnan made some great saves as well, man. Like Magnan might be like one of the best keepers.
Hey
in
man,
football
what's
right now.
up? Yo.
I think he's second, top 2, second to Courtois.
Manyan?
Yeah.
You see all the Chelsea fans were booing Courtois?
Why?
Kiss the badge.
Kiss the Madrid badge.
Yeah, I would too. That's his real club. You think Chelsea's his real club?
But
Hey.
he came from Atleti.
Yeah, he came from Atleti.
Exactly. So why wouldn't he hate Madrid, bro? Atletico Madrid?
Madrid's
You're
his
born to
home,
hate.
man.
You're
He's
born to
won
hate Real
everything there.
Madrid.
He's won
And then
everything in
he's kissing the Madrid
I'm
badge.
kissing the Madrid badge all day in front of
Yeah,
Chelsea.
you're kissing the Torino badge.
Yeah. If they won me like CL's league titles,
Damn, bro.
You would kiss
This
the
guy would
Torino
do
badge in front of the
anything,
Juve
bro.
fans?
That's so crazy. Oh my gosh,
that
you
was
would. Dude, you
Wait, was
have
I-
no
did I
heart.
play for Juve?
Huh?
Did I play for Juve at any point?
You played for Juve for 2 years.
Different though, 'cause I don't
And then you
think
went to
Courtois
Torino and you
was,
won everything.
Growing up thinking to play for Chelsea, and that's.
But Chelsea had a
Yeah,
he did
Chelsea's
well
not
at
his dream-
Chelsea.
Chelsea's
No,
not his
but he
dream
did
club.
well at Chelsea.
I'm sure Madrid was his dream.
And they treated him really well at Chelsea.
Chelsea stinks.
So would you kiss the,
Wait, but that
would you kiss the Torino badge in front of the Juve fans?
We've
Chelsea's
gone
not,
through this topic before.
Chelsea's not his dream team.
Okay, so what? You
Madrid
played
was
for the
his dream
team.
He's playing for his dream team now. That's like me saying like
That's
me
no
playing-
that's
like
so
me playing-
disrespectful
that's
though.
Like me playing for like let's go Torino
Mhm.
for let's say 5 years and then going to Juve and then playing Torino and then kissing the badge in front of
But
Torino.
you're a Juve
That's-
fan.
Yeah, that's why.
Nah.
Yeah, so
bro.
yeah, exactly. I am gonna kiss the badge
Nah.
because realistically, Real Madrid's his favorite team.
He said that before?
If I had to take a guess, it's probably it is.
I don't know.
Whatever.
You don't find that disrespectful that you kissed the badge in front of them?
No,
I
it's for
do.
my team, man.
What up, various views? What up?
What's up,
What's
boys?
going on?
Just talking about the Milan
TikTok
derby
chat,
that's gonna be
everybody
happening
stopping
in
by, some good chats.
the Champions League. Who do you guys have winning the Milan derby in the Champions League?
I meant saying I don't think Kvaratskhelia was a bad. What was as bad as people made it out.
It wasn't.
Everyone's
of course,
talking
the
shit.
penalty miss was. I'm blind. Bad boy was trying to make things happen. Milan just contained him really well.
Yeah, they just outsmarted him
Yeah,
in
like,
Napoli's system.
So many people are saying, "Oh, this is why Leao's better than Cavada." He just Cavada had two guys on him at all times. Leao had a
Exactly.
whole half to sprint down, no one on him.
No one on him because
Like,
they're
what do you
attacked.
think's- what do you think's
Napoli
gonna
has to
happen?
attack.
Yeah, what do you think?
And Di Lorenzo got injured and
no, not Mario Rui.
Di Lorenzo too though.
Mario
no?
Rui.
Oh, not Di
is-
Lorenzo. It's Politano.
Mario Rui is like a
But they're using.
He's better than what they had. The guy they put on is complete
Yeah, but,
garbage.
Mario Rui is still.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Jay Jr. saying Kavada was awful.
No, he wasn't.
IMO. Calabria had him in his
You
pocket
can't say Calabria had him in his pocket. They doubled him.
like a slice of sopressat.
You can't. Have
They
someone
legit
in your
doubled
pocket.
him both games.
You can't-
Sometimes
yeah.
tripled him,
Yeah.
But that's the
Every-
and he was still creating. He just couldn't find
He
a
was
play.
creating. To be honest,
finish.
If anyone had a bad game, it was Osimhen. Even though he scored, he wasn't like moving like he usually
Yeah.
does.
That's
he
also
was-
coming back from an injury though, so
yeah,
it's
he
hard.
had a hamstring injury or whatever it was. But I don't know. Osimhen wasn't playing like himself. He scored a nice goal, but wasn't really getting into areas of like dangerous areas to like whip a ball into him.
Mm-hmm.
VAR was saying they exposed his game.
They did that. They did.
Of course, yeah.
Jay Jr.
It
also
was
saying
smart.
Napoli whipped one accurate ball in, and what was the goal? Got some better crosses and mates.
This is as I was saying. Osimhen had the bad game. He wasn't really moving to get into those areas. The balls that they put in were in, like no one headed them out sometimes because they went to an area of danger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Osimhen was just not
Not there.
in the right mindset.
He doesn't have a Haaland positioning.
I don't think Cavada deserves all the blame here. And also Politano, who was creating, got injured because Politano was having
Having a good game. He was really having a good game.
and then they put in Lozano, and Lozano did nothing.
Lozano just run down the line and cross it
Yeah.
in Merchant.
Yeah, unfortunate for Napoli. I think they
Yeah.
deserved at least extra time.
If they're gonna keep some players, I think they have to bolster their attack, like their subs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't have any good players coming off the bench.
Well, now they
Quality
have-
players.
And they were also missing Zambo because
Yeah.
and Dombele was complete.
Oh
ass.
my gosh, bro! That guy never run. The guy doesn't know how to run.
He gave away. I think he gave away the first goal, or he gave away the Leal goal. 'Cause
Yeah.
he just completely missed the ball,
Yeah.
And he stopped running.
and he was jogging back. Yeah, that was on Dombele.
Bro.
I meant saying Rafael was brilliant, but the fact that Milan was defending a lead and that made Napoli attack, that gave Leo lots of space in behind.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, of course.
what I was saying
That's
before.
what it's a
It was
double
gonna
edged.
play in
It's
their
the
hand.
double edged sword, right? Like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to attack, but you're also gonna you're gonna leave a lot exposed.
Yeah, you're gonna leave one of the.
And you
best
don't have one of the
players.
best center backs that are pacey, Kim Min
Yeah.
Jae, who's
Oh.
injured as well, watching the game. You think he's not gonna be able to handle Leao?
No.
He wouldn't, but
A lot
he
better
would
than
make
what the
a little bit
defenders
of a
have.
difference, yeah. It's I don't think any team could handle Leao or
No,
Vinny or Cavada with space. If they have space, you know how hard that is to
It's
defend.
definitely hard. But I think having King Min Jae there would have definitely helped.
Yeah.
Jay with a wild take here, saying when Leao isn't lazy, he's world class. Moves like prime Dino.
I mean,
He is.
He's
He
smiling while he's doing it, man. I saw.
He's enjoying himself, and
dribbling through. He had the biggest smile on his face, and
he does remind me of Ronaldinho in the way that he plays to his own speed. He plays at his own pace.
yeah,
You see it. He plays at his own pace, and he's smiling.
he can slow the game down. He can speed it up.
Yeah.
Milan does better on the counterattack. We see that in the league. Also saying that's Milan's strength right now. And Jay saying, love the boys over at various views.
Yep.
Hey, Kim wasn't injured. He played up a second yellow for this stupidity. Yeah.
That's right.
Because last one he got a yellow.
So
He
that's
got-
Oh
he-
yeah, you're
At
right.
the end of the day,
Imagine watching that.
Right?
Yeah, I know. You should know that. You shouldn't be doing that.
Stupid challenges, right?
At that point, you're not thinking of that. You're thinking of going into the challenge, and it bites. You
Unlucky.
bit the bullet.
I want to see Napoli in the finals there, but
Yeah, I know, but at least you're gonna win the league.
and I
Hopefully,
guess we
knock
can
on
see,
wood.
next best Milan derby.
Milan derby is great.
Yeah, Milan derby's
derby
gonna be
in the semifinal.
fun.
It's good for both teams, and I think it's good for Serie A too because it shows that they're a competitive league, and they're even though they don't have a crazy amount of funding like let's say the Prem, like they're still putting together teams that can compete. They're coached well, and there's a lot of world class talent in these teams, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully they can invest this money into players instead of selling players.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy? Danielle.
That Juve is facing Napoli this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're behind by 16 points.
Yeah.
So if Juve wins, they're behind by 14 points or
13.
13 points. And if they get their 15 points back,
They already did.
They already got their points back.
already counted
Yeah.
in the thing.
That's
Yeah,
why
they're
they're
third
back in
place.
third.
That's when.
Oh shit! No,
They
I
were
just
like-
took that in.
yeah.
Holy shit!
They were in like eighth before.
Yeah, okay, no, it makes sense now. Okay, then yeah, they're way back.
It's done.
Everyone's way back.
It's done, yeah.
Okay.
Napoli's way
Yeah, no,
ahead.
because Roma was in fourth. Okay, but I don't understand. What do people have to say about that? Like, are these teams really saying anything about it? Like, are they really okay with it?
My brother said something today. He brought up a good point. The teams were like rotating their team based on their position. So let's say like that Milan and Inter fifth and sixth. So now they got to actually play their best times every week in, week out. Before this, they were technically fourth. So there wasn't as much.
Third and fourth, right?
Fourth and
Third and fourth.
and Inter was fifth, but
Sorry,
they
Inter
were
was fifth, yes.
they were third. They were top four for most of the season. Inter and AC Milan, they just started dropping points, but for most of the season they didn't have to like worry too much about the rotation of the squad because they're still top four by a decent margin. Now, this pushes them out of top four, so
It's not their fault. It's not their fault, but it's also not Juve's fault.
it's not Juve's fault. It's the league.
Yeah,
They should have did it at the
it's
end
no
of the
one's
season.
fault.
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't have done it at the end of the season.
No,
Yeah.
if you're gonna give a ban, you give it at the end
Yeah,
of the
you
season
give it back.
The ban, yeah, but
or the beginning.
the ban, yes, I understand. I thought you meant like put them back, give them the 15 points at the end of the season.
No,
No.
the ban.
Imagine your fourth
That's what I'm
place in
saying.
last.
It
end of the
is kind
season
of
they do
ridiculous that they did that ban mid-season because
Yeah.
that really conflicts on how the other teams perform as well. Because then you don't really assume that they're gonna get those
But then
15
again,
points back.
but then again, do you not tell the league? Do you not
No,
do you not say anything
what?
until
Can't
the
do
end of the
anything.
season?
Nothing will happen. You
It was
can't.
there was a choice that they made, right? Like
No, but if you're saying saying that if you were to ban them at the end of the season, would they know already or not until like the season ends and then you think you're in Champions League and
No, you can't say anything because if you say one word, it's still gonna go out into media. Like nothing is secrets here.
My opinion, they should have
wait till next season?
wait till next season and
then
then
give
start
them
off
a-
with a negative 15.
Yeah, that's smart.
They did that to Milan when in 2006 when Juve went
Yeah, I
down.
think they should have done that
They gave 'em
because
like
at that
15
point they know already.
Yeah, like don't cut it through halfway through the season if you think that things are still kind of iffy.
Yeah,
It wasn't set in stone.
no, it wasn't because
So
they
like if
appealed
that's the thing. Like if it's set in stone, then yeah, take the damage from the very start and that's it. Period. And
Yeah,
end of
like-
game.
set it for next year, so then Juve could appeal it during this season,
Mm.
because it's already next season. So like it doesn't have anything to do with this season.
And again, worst case scenario, they get the deductions maybe at the end of the season, but maybe they don't get the point deduction, but maybe they don't compete in tournaments, whatever.
European competition.
Yeah, this season they could game like fines, they could game transfer bans,
But
and the next season point deduction.
the point deduction is ridiculous because now the other teams are affected, and literally Lazio is still tight. There's only 2-point difference, and then Roma's still competing, but it's literally comes down to Milan and Inter.
Yeah,
Or
second and six is
or
close.
fifth and sixth. So Milan, one of these teams definitely want to make the Champions League win so they can stay in Champions League next season.
Yeah.
Or they gotta hope that Juve win Europa League
Yeah.
or one of them win CL.
MN saying, AC Milan managed this tie very well. They got. Sorry, I'm gonna look into closer here. They got the result at home and carried out a professional performance in the second leg.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Napoli were the favorites before a ball was kicked,
It's
which
true.
is true.
In both legs, realistically.
Various saying this makes the league look like a joke. Obviously, in terms of the 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
There is 30-day appeal period. They can lose the 15 points again. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not guaranteed, then why you kind of wash it?
You've been making the decision this whole time.
they're
not
back and
said
forth.
anything, and then at the end of the season, you dock them.
They're back and forth because now the other teams are literally, if anything, the other teams should come together and say like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
And literally like sue the league.
The league is because they won't do anything to the league because the league hates Juve and they're just trying to make Juve
But now,
lose
but
so
the
bad.
thing, but that's the thing.
Now you know how Barca feels.
Barca does not have that. They
What do you
love
mean?
Barca.
They hate Barcelona. Are
Oh,
you
they-
dumb? Oh my gosh, bro.
Hey,
What's wrong with you?
Barca would have been in the.
Are you
the
okay?
Santander
Dave
by
gets
now.
his news from Matthew, so I don't know
What do you
how
mean
Matthew's
Santander
news
right now?
so much.
You guys are cheat more
Bro,
than
they
us.
don't want us to get messy. They want us to sell. They're giving us all these bans, bro.
Because you guys are
the
overboard.
president was
Where'd
talking
you guys get all
about,
your money from this
bro.
year?
The president was talking about the referee things. Yeah, Barca should get blah blah blah. And now what?
You guys are in a
And that was all a
billion-dollar
lie.
debt. You guys are in a $1 billion debt. How did you guys make that many signings?
Did you not just hear what I said?
Go
The
say
president of the league was him even was going against Barcelona about the refs. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's true. And then what? It wasn't true.
that. Oh yeah, it's still under debate.
It wasn't true,
They don't know that yet. It's
bro.
not done yet.
Yes, it was.
No,
it is done.
Laporta says it's not true, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
Gosh, it is done.
Back to the
No, it's
comments
not.
here.
They're still in.
You're dumb.
MN saying, why did they deduct the points before Juventus could appeal it? It seems weird restating it right now. Var saying, not just Juve being scrutinized, Napoli can potentially have the trophy revoked. It's so stupid to make this decision during the season. And then various saying thanks at Jairzinho. But yeah, no, it's definitely something that's like kind of embarrassing for a league in general, considering that this league is kind of coming back to its roots.
Yeah.
And like it's ridiculous because at the end of the day, like sure, like there's definitely a lot of cases where shit happens, but like it never happens during the season.
Yeah.
Get it, deal with it, and get it done. So it's done and sell, and like the book's closed, so you don't have to come open it again and kind of judge it. But if that's the case, then just don't play with it.
Yeah.
It's like they're literally playing with fire and trying to keep it sparked. Like it's the rest of the fucking league is now struggling to see who makes what, and it does come down to literally financial too, because if whoever makes it out of the top 5, top 4, or whatever it is in positions, they obviously make less or more money. So if I'm here resting players to kind of conserve them to kind of play the long game, and now I'm here to start forcing trying to get scrape out results near the end of the season just to make whatever position you were before you pick out those points back, then you're literally screwed.
If anything,
I feel like they can sue the league, but at the same time, what can the league really do?
if anything, they should have warned Juve. Be like, you know what? This is under investigation.
Oh, man.
If anything, I'm saying if anything, they shouldn't have done it. But if anything, you might get a point deduction.
By the way, you might lose points.
Yeah, you're accused right now.
No, I think there should be no point deduction this year at all.
It should have been settled in court without anyone kind of like really bringing it to the forefront at this early on. Sure, there's always going to be comments here and there with the news and stuff.
Yeah.
But unless shit is done and dealt with, then is when you take action.
Yeah. You know what's actually also crazy? This nothing has to do with CL. This is back in 2006. Apparently, there's recordings that have been found from 2006. That,
What, under the freaking
No. There's,
under
like,
the
like
chest?
referee recordings or something like that. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Who's
I don't
recording
know
these
if you ever
people
heard
at
of-
this
Do
time?
you know who Moji is? Moji? That's He was the sporting director of Juve back in 2007.
Sounds fucking sketchy.
So he apparently.
Sorry, I don't know my
Mojo
Juve.
Jojo.
I don't know my Juve.
It doesn't matter. I just
I don't know my Juve directors like that, bro.
I don't know my Juve villains like that.
Everything that Juve got like fined for and all that stuff, like being put in the Serie B, wasn't like 100% all on Juve. It was mostly supposed to be Inter. Inter was the one that was supposed to.
Of course.
Inter. They have recordings of the Inter sporting director talking with the refs and stuff. I don't know how they found this stuff, but apparently Juve might get their 2 titles back. So.
There's no way.
You know how stupid that is?
20 years later.
You know how
Bro,
stupid that is?
How is that possible? Because, like, man, you bought the Panettone last season with the stars on the side. Now you're going to get 2 more stars in your Panettone next season?
More. It was 38.
You know
Oh
how
my
stupid
God.
that whole thing is? You're saying, like, how Juve shouldn't be responsible. Should only be the manager or the gaffer or whatever, the director.
Say for what?
You were saying how with
No. I said his bans are getting revoked. Paratici.
He's the Spurs thing now, no?
Yeah. He has like some sort of ban on him or something.
ban on.
Spurs got screwed, man. Somehow Spurs get screwed from this too. That's amazing.
But I'm saying, like, why couldn't they do it with Barca instead of having the Barca, this whole situation with Barcelona? Why couldn't they just ban a thing?
Oh, but it's not just what's his name again?
Uh,
The Barca guy.
Bartomeu.
Bartomeu. It wasn't just Bartomeu. It was 15 years. Bartomeu hasn't been in charge 15 years.
He for most of the time he was
Oh, Laporta was in charge during that time,
Yeah.
in the beginning, yeah.
and there was another guy. There's 3.
But at the end of the day, nothing happened.
So maybe they should all just get banned. All 3 of them.
Nothing happened though. It was all a false.
Obviously, Laporta's gonna say no, man.
Bunch of crooked teams, man.
They clearly said it wasn't.
Laporta came out and said.
Have you been reading
It's
anything
still,
about
yes,
it?
I've been reading it.
Yeah?
It's still under investigation.
Because you're ready to if something happens. Barca. I know, but nothing's gonna happen.
Obviously, I read on it.
And wait till nothing happens.
Okay,
And
so
I'll laugh at
nothing,
you.
nothing might happen, but I'm just saying it's still under investigation. Nothing has happened yet.
All I know is Messi's.
Yeah,
all I know is
that's,
Messi's coming back.
Back to UCL, man.
Yeah,
Holy.
some various views podcast was saying some crazy stuff in the chat. I'm not sure if the chat wants to read it out, but it just regards about Napoli's transfer to Osimhen. Interesting here.
Read it. I can't read it.
I
Do you want me to read? It's okay. I don't. It might not. Okay, I'll try my best here.
I'll read it.
The
Have
biggest
it here.
transfer believed to be part of the inspection was Victor Osimhen, valued at 71.25 million. Moved from Lille to Napoli. They were valued at 4.5 million each. I'm not sure who he's talking about here. That's why.
Oh, each. Yeah, within a year released for free. November 21st years old.
What?
Wait. Oh, now 21 years old.
Palmari is now with 4-tier side Nosirena. 23-year-old Ligori is the same level with Patezi, while Menzo is playing a non-professional level.
Did we miss some messages maybe?
Yeah,
maybe
there might be
there's
some
something that he missed. But again, the chat, you guys want to scroll up, double check with that. We got Anthony on the first thing.
It says Napoli can have potentially have their trophy revoked.
You said that already.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
But
that's what.
I'm sure there's some information that's missing there. But we got Anthony on the first saying, it's Spurs being Spurs, guys. You know they operate under ENIC and Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Pure Bet saying what we all believe, Barca sucks.
Yep. Fact. That's a fact.
Pure Bet's also saying, can we get UCL predictions, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then Var saying the guys in the swap deal. Oh, so the guys in the swap deal for
Osimhen.
I didn't
Osimhen
know there was a swap
are
deal.
pretty much like nobody's now.
Trash, but they had them valued at higher amounts, so that way they paid less. That's sketchy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
To be,
okay.
but to,
Sounds
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah.
to be fair, I thought like 80 million was like a lot for Osimhen.
But he was valued at that. They didn't pay that much. They paid less. Than
They
they
paid
paid
70.
The difference with these sketchy players.
They paid literally 9 mil less.
Yeah. 9 mils.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So these guys were probably like worth like not even a mil then.
They're probably worth
They were
nothing.
worth nothing.
Yeah, so
they had
they
them
knocked
valued
out.
at
Okay,
4 or
I
6,
get what you're
you
saying.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you imagine
I
one
think
player?
Juve did the same thing. Isn't that how Juve got in this mess? Because they had like players like Madragonia and
Oh yeah.
Emre Can. And
But I guess they didn't though.
Sketchy clubs.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't though.
Couldn't be
'cause
my club.
Couldn't be my club.
You're part of it.
Yeah, I need glasses.
What are you
The
talking about?
font in this,
Arthur
the
Piano?
font in this
What are
program
you
here is
talking
a
about?
little small.
Paulinho's worth 80 million. No, 16.
That
no.
Pjanic was crazy.
Paulinho was
that's the
what
one
60
that-
million.
Apparently, that's the one that led to the investigation even starting.
Probably.
Obviously, I could have told you that.
Anyone could have seen
could've-
that.
Anyone, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why is Barca not a
They
part
didn't
of
even
it?
try to hide that one, man.
See, look again. Barca got no part of it. What did
Because it's
they
not our
get?
fault.
Oh yeah, it's not your fault, right?
It's the Italian mafia. They
Oh.
forced us.
You guys are the worst. Man.
Yeah, we're the worst.
But let's get back to UCL. Where were we?
We did.
I think we went through all the games.
No, we were missing one.
No.
Yeah, Man City, Bayern. We didn't talk about.
Oh,
Various View podcast says Barca and Juve are cuginis. Don't get that twisted.
Low key.
The brothers,
Nah, bro.
Let-
Don't relate me with that.
He low key.
Shite.
He low key spitting.
but one's from the north, one's from the south. So
they're both Fugazi boys. Look at them.
he's a Nazi.
But quickly to go over the City Bayern fixture.
We went over
If
it,
you guys lost, no City Bayern.
Yeah, that was
We
a
didn't even talk about that.
No.
City Bayern.
No, we didn't. We just talked about City, not City Bayern.
Okay. Yeah.
If you guys watched our last reel, it pretty much says it all.
James, Jimmy James.
had
What'd you
had
say?
a big prediction of even not prediction. What can I say? Had a big
Statement to
I
say.
was trying to back my boy, man.
had a take where
Who's your boy?
Upamecano was having a blender first game. You know what happens. You know this time he's gonna come back around. You know the team's gonna support him. You know give him the best. You know, make sure everything's ready for the second leg.
I think
Let him describe what
I
he
think
said.
The quote I said something along the lines of, "Clip this.
Yeah, you did say clip this.
Upamecano is not gonna have another bad game against City,"
Another stinker
And yet,
and he did.
from the very beginning. from
sucks.
almost getting a red card. Luckily enough, it was literally a marginal offside to causing a penalty to getting
got
literally
a red.
getting dropped by Haaland. Like
Okay, first of all, okay, he's a good defender. Okay, he's gotten dropped. Haaland and him, they go way back. He's been dropped by Haaland like 6 times. He got dropped by Haaland like even worse than that in the cup final against Dortmund.
He's on
I don't know
Leipzig.
if you guys remember that goal. He was on Leipzig.
Yeah.
Haaland absolutely thumped him, and that was like when everyone started calling him a mechanic.
everyone or you?
Me, but yeah, he's talented. He's a good defender. I think he'll come good. Sometimes defenders just have bad games, man. And I think like obviously when you're coming off a game like that where you stunk it up, there's even more pressure on you now, and you're likely to.
And why didn't you think about that before you made your big spiel?
Hey man, I'm gonna back a quality player, man. At the end of the day, like this is a player who was one of France's best players in the World Cup, and he led them to a World Cup final, and he was solid back there the whole World Cup. One of the best defenders in the tournament.
So what do you blame? The wet grass that he slipped?
Oh no, I'm not blaming anything. At the end of the day, like you can't find me a defender that hasn't had a bad game.
Two in a row. Two in a row.
It happens.
No, it doesn't
It
usually.
happens.
I mean, Maguire. It happened to Maguire. So
Yeah,
that's
but-
that's
but
why Man here says now call him Upa Maguire.
Yeah.
That was That's an unfortunate comparison for Upa,
Well, they're the only two players that have had stinkers
and that might be like the beginning of his
in the two
downfall with
games.
that. No, that's a tough one, but I don't know. I was wrong. What do you want me to say? I was
Yeah.
wrong. He's still a good defender. I'm sure he'll come good.
Bayern got slapped up.
Those were two bad
They got
games. And at the end of the
slapped up.
day, it wasn't just him. You know what I mean? Like, let's not act like the whole Bayern team was, playing top quality football like we're used to. The whole team kind of shot the bed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have a couple moments to forget? Yes. But the rest of the team didn't really help him out.
And you're a big Nagelsmann, okay, right?
Nagelsmann's not even there.
Yeah, I know.
But I think at the
You
end of
were.
the day, like I'm not even a Bayern fan, but at the end of the day, like if he made those mistakes, but Bayern scored a couple goals.
But they
people
didn't.
They didn't, and that's what I'm saying. People might have not talked about those mistakes,
I don't know.
but they did. And you know what? I'm just here for this Bayern downfall. That's all I'm saying.
I thought he was your boy.
You sound like a
No,
Bayern fan
Upamecano,
before you said
I
that.
like Upamecano. I think he's a great defender.
Upamecano or Zagadou?
Who's more talented?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Zagadou. Do you see the Zagadou comp? You never seen it.
No, man. You
Where's
guys,
Zagadou
if you
now?
guys don't know about Zagadou, man, he had a lot of potential, man. Injuries kind of ruined his career, but if you watch Zagadou against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League in 2018,
Gee, that far back, eh? Ah.
he absolutely ate Diego Costa alive. and he was a great player, a great talent. And honestly, like, you know, on his day, like, he's a great defender. He's not very good now, but I don't know.
He's still a free agent?
No, he plays for Stuttgart.
Oh.
And at the end of the day, I'm here for this Bayern downfall. Tuchel in.
Hey,
6 games now, 2 wins. I
there
think
won't be a downfall if they win the league.
still a downfall.
Nope, there won't be a downfall if they win. the league.
No, it's still a
They'll
downfall.
be right back next year if they win the league.
Come on, you're undefeated in Champions League. You're in the cup, 1 point back of Dortmund with Nagelsmann. You sack Nagelsmann.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of the cup. Embarrassing.
Players are fighting each other.
Embarrassingly out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That's embarrassing.
It
That's
is embarrassing
that's
for them.
embarrassing.
100% is embarrassing.
Because at the end of the day, Bayern don't get slapped around
No.
like that.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I don't think they would have got slapped around like that if
No, I
Nagelsmann was
wouldn't.
the
I don't
coach.
think so
I
either.
don't think they would have.
They wouldn't have, but
Change room's a mess.
They might have still lost, but they wouldn't have got slapped around like that,
No, 100%.
right? And at the end of the day, when Dortmund come back and win the league, that's gonna be
Wait. Say clip this.
clip this. When Dortmund come back and win the league, that's gonna be the cherry on top of this Bayern downfall.
Of the blender.
yeah.
Damn.
If Dortmund win the league, then there might be the Bayern downfall. If
Yeah,
Bayern
at
win
the end of the
league,
day,
then
Man,
the
not
Bayern
even that, because like, dude, you can't even say that's a downfall if like Bayern win the league, always. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
That's
they'll be
why
right back
it's-
next year. Is what I'm
it's
saying.
Like
It's already a
whoever
downfall
the
right now.
manager is, like Bayern are still gonna be favorites, whoever it is.
Yeah.
So for a manager to come in and then literally lose everything,
Yeah,
that's huge.
it'll be completely different though next year. They're gonna sign the players he wants. They're gonna get rid of players he doesn't like.
Players.
I think so. Maybe. They're gonna have to get
They have a lot of good
They're gonna have
players.
to get a lot of players. But the thing is, like, Bayern don't go spending like crazy.
But they don't need any play. They
They
need a
won't,
strike.
yeah.
They just need a
but that's the thing.
striker.
No,
They
but
spend.
they spend, but they don't go like they're not on the
They don't
top
go
of
100 mil.
They're not the ones
They
dropping.
spend smart, I would say.
They make reasonable purchases.
Sometimes they don't. With what's the right back that doesn't play now?
Sorry.
No,
Which one?
Mazraoui?
Mazraoui. You
Mazraoui.
see what he said?
Mazraoui wants out.
He wants
Cancelo's
out
gone,
already.
Pavard's
He's
gone.
like, I've been healthy. I had a good World Cup.
Hey, he's a great player, man. I would take.
He
I would
is a
take-
good
I would
player,
take
bro. He shoulda came to
Mazraoui or
Barca.
Pavard at Dortmund, but
Again, it's hard because now you're playing with a team where Davies plays left mid and you have to play with 3 defenders because Upamecano, is playing next to De Ligt, where Hernandez and Upamecano kind of held it down before. Whereas now, like, they kind of need like a third center back to kind of hold it and play the position because Pavard doesn't go up. Now, when you're playing with Mazraoui,
he's scoring a lot of goals.
but now with Mazraoui, you're playing with a player who's kind of like not.
Yeah, if you're playing with Mazraoui, you need to be playing like a flat 4. Like you're playing like Davies has to be playing as like a left back. Like you're playing a 4 back. You're not playing like a
Yeah,
3.
because Mazraoui
hybrid.
too, he steps up. He's also like a more creative kind of fullback as
He's
well.
a good fullback, right? But maybe just not what Bayern need in their current system.
Yeah.
Plus,
And
they have Cancelo.
Their
they don't
systems
use.
evolved through the season too. Like I think at the way
Yeah.
they planned the squad from last summer, like at the beginning of the year, like they started playing and like they were playing in a 4-2-2, right? Where the fullbacks were holding back, right? You had Muller and Musiala, you had Mane and Abdi, like you had a lot of interchanging, but then it kind of evolved throughout the season until they found something that kind of clicked. But I think there's going to be a little bit of an upheaval in the Bayern squad this summer. I think there's some expiring contracts. There's a lot of question marks around players like, is Mane still going to be there? Is Gnabry still going to be there? These are some of their highest earning players that aren't performing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think, the midfield needs a little bit of an overhaul. Like Kimmich and Goretzka as a pivot doesn't work.
But it was working for a good time. What happened?
Doesn't work. Kimmich and Goretzka as a pivot doesn't work.
Doesn't work on the Tuchel.
Where's
It
Gravenberch?
didn't really work under Nagelsmann either.
Where's Gravenberch? He
Like
was
it-
supposed to be some talent.
I mean, realistically speaking, like even under Hansi Flick, they had Thiago. And Thiago was kind of the player that was controlling
He was
the
the
game.
playmaker. Yeah,
right?
he was a creator.
So
for
I think
that
like,
team.
midfield I think is going to be one area of opportunity. I think they already signed Leimer from Leipzig. So I think he'll be kind of good as that 6, but
Yeah, he's a good player.
I don't know, man. I think center backs I think is the only position that they're set. Like they're not going to be buying any center backs because I think they probably have 3 of the best center backs in football, for
Mm.
being honest. Like they have huge talent at center back. But I think a striker is their biggest need.
Pure Best Bro says Jonathan David to Bayern. Supposedly there's rumors.
Yeah, I think Jonathan David's being linked with like every team in the world right now.
Yeah, it's true.
To be honest, right?
He's a player that not many teams have in terms of
He's top goal scorer right
a
now.
creative player.
Yep.
In the league.
I just don't know if he's the kind of striker
Fit.
that Bayern need. Like,
no, because there's two different types of strikers. There's like there's the Lewandowski who kind of hold the play, Lukaku target man, and there's a more agile one like Rashford who can kind of like go with speed. Jonathan David is like somewhere in between that.
So it's like he's definitely more like almost like a second striker that likes.
He's
to
a second
drop.
striker.
He likes to drop in a little bit. He likes to receive
You
the
see
ball.
with Canada,
a
Team
little
Canada.
bit deeper, and then maybe play the ball out wide and then show up in the box, which I think could definitely work in some iteration of Bayern. But I think like for me, like if I'm thinking of strikers that kind of fit that Bayern mold, like I think
It's
like
not Jonathan David.
Osimhen, I think Vlahovic.
I see. I when I see Bayern striker, I see a big target man.
Yeah.
Like I think like truthfully,
Look at what they've had.
I think if they end up, I think either way, like the board's upset. Obviously, they need an overhaul. I think, like truthfully, I think they're gonna put a big bid in for Osimhen this summer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's my prediction. I think they're
Maybe.
gonna go heavy for Osimhen. I think they're gonna try to drop some weight in the dead weight in the squad. I think Mane's not gonna be there next season. I'd be very surprised to see Gnabry there. And I think with moving those two players on alone and the wages that they're on, I mean, you're probably close to over 45 million euros in wages with just those two alone. That money plus whatever transfer fees, you go get Osimhen and you give yourself a 9 for at least a few years before maybe he moves on to the Prem.
You know, it's crazy. I can see Mane going back to Liverpool.
Yeah, why not?
You know,
Salah might be leaving though.
but then I think Mane was a bigger impact to them than Salah really.
No.
Yeah.
Yes and no. It's hard because I guess Luis Diaz injured, got close to a new player coming in. Jota is also injured at various times in the season. But you can tell, like, literally from one player, really, like, they picked up a lot of players. But Mane was really that player who literally, like, changed their dynamic for that team.
There's no one without the other. I mean, Salah's still pretty damn good without Mane, but
You know what I mean? So,
Let's read some stuff that the chat said. Pure Best Bro says, remember when James said Chelsea would finish top 4 at plus 800 odds? Yo, James has bad takes. Holy.
That was crazy, man. That to be fair. Okay, that was my first bad take of all time.
yeah.
And the Upamecano one was honestly Upamecano one wasn't even a bad take. I'll defend that take. The Chelsea one was a bad take. I can own that. Upamecano one wasn't a bad take. He's still a good defender.
No, that was pretty bad.
He's just clumsy.
that's the biggest thing for
Clumsy, but he's a good
Oh,
defender.
Gosh.
He's a good defender. Better than Bremer.
Various View podcast is just basically talking about
Various.
Sorry, I was thinking it's VAR.
It might be
Yeah,
Various
but
because VAR is.
I know, but
capitalized.
it's pronounced various.
Right.
But they've emphasized the. Okay, go on.
Yeah, so I'm just emphasizing the VAR as well. Basically talking about the Manu game.
Oh yeah.
Saying
We'll
us-
get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to the Manu game in a little bit, but
I meant saying can't even do a Xavi and blame on the sun for Upamecano.
I mean, he's blamed on the sun before.
Xavi? I
Yeah.
guess that's what he says
What a
here.
loser.
What else we got here? LeFleur saying dump to sack Nagelsmann with 10 games left. And then saying no love for the former boss Tuchel. From you.
He's a great coach.
Yeah.
Like, he did great things at Dortmund. Like he had them playing great football. But I mean, it's tough. Like Anthony said, like 10 games left in the season. Like you're coming in like one in like an extremely high pressure situation where you're expected to essentially win everything. Like you're coming in and there's very, very, very little room for error because if you lose a game in the league, you're in heat because now Dortmund are going to be top. If you lose in the CL, you're knocked out. If you lose in the cup, you're knocked out. So we had little room for error, right? So I think that's definitely tough on Tuchel, but I think he's a good coach, and I think if he gets the time with Bayern, I think he'll come good.
Socially occupied. What's up? I'm only here for the guy with the United kit. Only he's wearing a Barca kit. LOL.
Wrong
WTF.
guy.
I think it's the wrong guy. They're twins. So the guy on the left in the blue jersey is actually the United fan.
We're both kind of wearing blue.
I'm a
Okay, the guy in the Barca fan.
Visca
is a
Barca, Visca
fan.
Catalunya. Visca Messi.
Oh no, wait, you were wearing a United jersey.
Yeah, before.
That's probably from the York United video he saw.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, okay, might be the same guy then.
I'm a good-looking man. What are you
He
gonna
just
say, man?
he's just kind of a bandwagon.
Yeah, Dave likes to wear my
Bandwagon.
kits.
Yeah, Dave's a little bit.
He
Of
looks
Says
like
the guy who wears an Inter, Juve,
What?
Inter Barca, you.
Oh,
Ooh.
James.
You every time.
Ooh, I'm wearing a door.
Who? You.
he's an owl.
I'm an ally, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got a large collection of kits here, boys.
But yeah, it's the Daniele De Rossi. That's the United fan.
Yeah, man, a lot of shit going on in football, especially with Bayern, especially with City
man.
being really surprising a lot of us, especially the way they performed. City did their thing. City played
City. I knew they were gonna
City.
destroy
They
them.
played City football.
It just Bayern played. Oh God, they're
They're
not.
awful.
That was not their DNA, man.
The only thing that surprised me in that game is that Haaland missed that penalty.
No. I was not surprised. I was watching that, and dude, I'm like, Goretzka's.
Yeah, Goretzka was in his head, bro.
Summers doing all the shit. The referee was kind of slowing it down.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be missed, but hey, he got his goal. And you know what? He's one of the best. He's gonna be future Champions League, Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
The guy.
Mr. Champions League guy.
Future Champions League Mr. Guy. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back into the chat here.
Okay, so City going on. To
Kissed the
face-
badge too. Yeah, he kissed the badge. He's a Barca fan. It's kind of unfortunate. You know?
Yeah, he's-
Imagine being a Barca
Barca
fan.
stinks, so it's
God.
okay.
Yeah, says
Says
you.
Various views saying, what do you guys think of the Milan? Is it for real? What's your thoughts? And not sure if I missed it for the Milan game. Yeah, we kind of went over it again. Like,
We could do our
Predictions?
we can do the predictions. Yeah, we'll go with the predictions.
Let's
But
do our predictions now for the Champions League.
and then socially engaged, occupied saying need Mane to come slap Maguire, my guy. LOL,
That's crazy.
He said Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
You said Mr. Guy. Mr. Champions League Mr. Guy.
That's crazy.
I can't speak.
Maguire's so shit, man.
Nah, come on.
Okay,
What do you
we'll
mean,
talk
come
about
on?
that. We'll talk about. Let's do our predictions.
Okay,
and we can
Champions
talk
League
about Maguire.
predictions. Who's making the final?
Okay, so let's do Milan. No, we'll do City versus Madrid first.
I'm gonna be a
Mr.
little
Top.
I'm gonna be a little
They're
cheeky.
both tough, actually.
He's gonna go City, obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna go City.
Go City.
I'm gonna go City, and I'm gonna say Haaland's gonna score a hat trick in one of these games.
No, he's not.
Watch.
Against Madrid.
With the service, with the quality, I'm saying Haaland's gonna clip this, as someone would say on this podcast. Haaland's gonna score a hat trick in one of these games, and he's gonna make a statement that you don't mess with this guy,
Mr. Guy.
with Mr. Guy Haaland.
I'm saying Real Madrid, and it's gonna be one of those where they might lose the game
The first
away or
leg.
home or something, but then they'll just scrap it, man.
Like MN says, is there anything more to say than Erling Haaland? That's it.
Yeah,
Hello.
Karim Benzema.
Benzema, yeah.
That's my Mr. Guy Haaland, bro.
Mr. Guy. He's a Mr. Guy.
You gotta put that on a shirt now. Mr. Guy champions, Mr. Guy. What do you got?
I don't know. It's tough. I think if Madrid make the final, they win the final.
Yeah,
City
if Madrid
make-
wins the final,
Whoever's winning this
No, I don't
matchup
think so,
is
man.
really likely to
I
win the
think if
finals.
City
man.
make the final, they don't win the final.
Against who?
They're gonna
Against either.
choke. They're gonna
If either
choke.
Milan
They're
wins.
chokers.
If either Milan wins.
They're serial chokers, bro.
bottlers. I know you're a huge Prem guy,
No, but same.
and you can't
no.
take
I don't
Prem
care.
teams losing.
No.
to City
I
team.
can say City's gonna lose
No, but not to a City A team. You can.
because
He can say City is gonna lose because he doesn't want City to win
up
either.
against.
What?
On their best days, who's winning?
On their best days, not in a CL final.
On their best day, who's winning?
In a CL final?
In period.
No, in a CL final or just in,
Period.
if it's just a regular.
When's
if
the
they
last
were-
time either of those teams
if
made it
they're-
this far?
Ooh,
Milan or Inter?
doesn't matter.
They can also
It
go into
doesn't
it
matter.
stressed out, overthinking, mess something up.
Doesn't matter. But like the Milan DNA comes out.
Either way, City's not making to the finals. Even now, them being in the
I don't-
semifinals,
yeah, I
even now
don't-
getting down to semifinals, coming up against Real Madrid, Pep's shaking in his boots.
You think?
Yeah.
He's already overthinking of how he's gonna
Yes.
where he's gonna play Rodri.
I
Yes.
don't. This tough, man. I think they both take one leg each, but I do see City coming out of it with more goals than one.
Yeah,
of
I
the
do
legs.
see City coming out of it. Some more people in the chat saying, various views. Podcast says I agree. As Sir Alex Ferguson says, the ball is round. Anything could happen.
Yep.
Eman says, no, I was referring to the Bayern tie with Haaland. Lol. Oh, I still think Madrid advances over Man City. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, let us know what you guys think.
Various saying either Milan team has nothing to lose.
Facts.
Social Jacobus saying I say City Milan finals.
City Milan.
The pressure.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be
Teams,
different.
I
yeah.
think so.
Inter and Milan have DNA. When the Inter doesn't have a Champions League? Yeah, they do.
Treble.
They do.
The treble, bro.
They do.
With
They do.
Sir,
That's
with
the
Sir
iconic,
Manuel
Mourinho
Eto'o.
on the field. Ah! Oh no, that was the semis, but
With Mr. Gaeto
against Barca.
balling up top.
I like City, man.
Yeah, I think
City Milan finals, like
You're all
what's-
going City and I'm going Milan.
City Milan
No, Madrid.
finals will be
Madrid,
nasty.
sorry. I'm fucking out of it,
Man
man.
doesn't even know what he's going.
Where am I?
All we know today is 420.
Pure Bet says
Damn,
penalty
that is-
shootout between City Milan.
Oh, they show us. Honestly, yeah, I could see that.
I could see like a 3-3
Because
penalty.
Milan's not going to attack that much. They're going to be defending.
Sorry, between
The
City
final?
Madrid.
Oh, you said Milan. Okay.
No, sorry, I mean City Madrid. Sorry.
No, I don't see that. I don't think there's going to be a shootout.
No, it's gonna come down to like
I
There's-
think
there's gonna be a lot of
second leg. I think second leg will go into extra time.
Damn,
I
extra
don't know.
time.
I feel like,
it's gonna be 2-1 both fixtures.
I think the first
City's
game-
gonna win the first game.
yeah.
Madrid are gonna come back in the second game, tied on aggregate, and then
Win in extra time.
maybe.
Didn't that happen last year?
yeah. But they didn't have
Black
Haaland
magic.
last year.
Black
they didn't
magic.
have Haaland last year, but is Haaland lasting more than 90 minutes?
They'd have the Dortmund boys, you mean?
Yeah, because they got a Kanji too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
I don't know.
it can go either way.
Well, that's why it's.
But then
Honestly,
again,
both
the
legs, man. Both legs, man.
The UCL experience can weigh in a lot and start
Haaland
to get
makes me
into
want to
people.
say City.
Haaland makes me want to say City, but then the black magic, the experience.
Various views
That's
saying
scary.
10 UCLs combined on the left side with Milan's side combined 10 UCLs, and then on the other side is 14 UCLs with just Madrid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, to be fair, Inter only has one.
Yeah,
Or
true.
they have, what, they have more than one?
And man said Madrid just has the experience
They have 8 then
in these
combined.
ties, and the young players also have UCL experience. That's what makes them dangerous. Rodrigo is finding form. To Barca against Man City last season too.
Brace against Man City last
my
season
gosh.
too.
I just see Barca everywhere.
No, man.
Visca Barca.
What are you wearing? Look at your hair.
Says me, bro.
That was so,
Direct shot.
Why is he not wearing a Man U jersey?
that was so
I'm
aggressive.
supporting the freaking club.
Because
bro.
his team lost.
What do you call
Got destroyed by a La Liga team. And he says La Liga sucks.
Okay, we also had the worst team on line.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, now injuries.
Is it not true?
Injuries now. Oh,
Is it not true?
now injuries
They have
count.
the worst team online.
The Mr. Guy was playing online, bro.
I don't know type or one of the line.
Mr. Upa Maguire was playing online.
Playing RuneScape. Okay, then I don't know what's going on with that.
24 trophies by 3 of the most historic teams here. Pure Bet saying both teams to score both games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
don't
say
know
that.
about both
Yeah,
teams, so I don't know.
Yes, man. Come on.
And then Sirius also saying Barca got booted by United. Chill.
yeah, and then Man U got booted by a team that's in what place in La Liga?
I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
Like
Duh.
freaking 5th, 6th?
Fifth.
no,
Like
I think
11.
it's like 8th or something.
Even worse, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my
This guy
god.
doesn't even know. How do I know that? Get your shit together.
Okay.
You love watching
If you,
La
you
Liga.
guys watched
that's
the
why.
game?
The United.
Whatever,
I
we'll
watched
get
it.
to
I saw 3-0.
I watched Juve again.
3-0 is bad. Though.
I love
Yeah.
it. Love
Okay,
the Roma
but
game.
Maguire
kinda-
also scored his own net.
Okay, you can't have 3
Again?
goals.
No, man, the guy fucking passed the ball to the other team and the game is scored.
Oh, Sevilla 12th.
But okay, but let's say for example you get rid of the Maguire own goal last game and you get rid of the Maguire.
And Mo, you get rid of both own goals last game.
Well, you
Yes.
can't do that.
Okay.
I'm just saying
no,
if you
no.
get rid of
Every single
Maguire-
goal they scored was because of our defensive.
Bro, Sevilla are in
Yeah, but you
13th
can't just do
place.
that, though.
No, but I'm just saying, like, okay, get rid of those 2 goals, okay. And then this goal here, Maguire literally passed it to the team because he's a fucking. I can't even say the things online because I'm going to say.
Sevilla's in 13th
But-
place.
And then even he had a blender. The last goal they scored, he didn't know whether to clear it. He didn't know whether to clear it or to control the ball.
Bro, Sevilla are in 13th place. They're -9
And
goal
then,
difference.
And then the second goal, the freaking wannabe Koundé scoring a header where De Gea's like,
Wanna be Kunde?
did you not see the guy?
It's Loic Bade. He's talented.
Yeah, he had the cornrows like Koundé. He's like,
talented. He's French.
He's nasty, bro. All these,
good, he's
all
good.
these
Okay,
French
wait,
defenders are
before we
nasty.
go to Europa League, can we finish in Champions
Bro,
Okay.
Sevilla's -9 goal
okay,
difference. Barca's plus 44.
and he beat you. So
And then you lost
that
to-
says you're
and then you lost to
That says
You
your,
lost to a
but
team-
that says your shit.
You lost to a team that's in
I don't
13th
understand the
place.
conversation.
If a
Oh
team
my
in
gosh.
if a team in 13th place can beat us and you can't, that's kind of embarrassing.
Holy
You guys
shit,
are in
crying.
4th place.
I'm
If a
crying.
team that's in 13th that plays in your league beat us,
That's
what does that say about Barcelona?
A team that's in 4th place.
What does that say about Barcelona?
That talks.
What
a
does
lot
that say about Barcelona?
That doesn't say anything about Barcelona. That means we're really good.
That you lost against us, even though we lost against the 13th place.
Well, yes, because Barcelona and Madrid are very close to each other. Fourth and first, anything can happen. But you're losing to someone in 13th place.
Holy shit, I'm crying.
Wouldn't be my club. I wouldn't be losing to a Bournemouth.
You lost to us, period.
Yeah, you guys are in
Lost-
4th place.
You lost the last place in La Liga. Like, relax.
To who?
Ibar?
When?
What do you mean? We
When was
watched the
this?
year.
When was this?
I don't know the day.
How long
You should
ago?
know the day.
How long
You
ago?
might have been in Ecuador.
Oh, you were in Ecuador.
So then,
Doesn't count.
Society says Barca is weak.
Wow.
Ibar.
first place, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in a weak league. Okay, anyway,
A weak
Champions
good one.
League.
Sevilla's a weak.
Yeah, literally, no Bruno, no Rashford, no Varane,
Oh,
no
now
Martinez.
injuries come to play. But when Barca, we don't have our players. Oh, so what,
You
bro?
have one
Barca do
injured
what?
player. You had one injured player.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Two.
Look at him fixing
Good
the
one.
flow, huh?
No Pedri, no De Jong, no
That
nothing.
was it.
And no, we had other players that were injured too.
Who? No, Dembele was.
Dembele is injured, one of our best
Three.
players.
But Frankie played in the first leg.
Oh yeah.
The first
Oh
leg.
yeah, two and then two in another league.
Nah.
But Dembele might play the. No, okay.
Dembele never played any games. He's still
They're
injured,
not
bro.
even in either league. Why are we talking about Super Barca? They stink.
Okay, Milan
You guys
versus
not
Inter.
gonna do anything, bro.
They're
They're
in
gonna
the
get,
semis.
they're gonna get minus 20 points because they're gonna look back at their stupid shit.
Milan versus Inter. I'm gonna go with Milan.
Which one? AC
Red.
Milan.
AC.
I think we're all gonna go AC, man.
AC Milan. The way they performed against Napoli side, who was very dangerous,
I'm going
coming into
Inter.
that league fixture where they beat them 4-0, and then going back to back on the Champions League runs. They did the treble on them in a matter of what, less than 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So like, again, Napoli were not in their best shape or form, but Milan, you know, they came to play, and you know they have nothing to lose really. You know, they're still kind of competing with the league, trying to get top five, top four. But hey, like, there's nothing to lose here. They're a really good side, and like, from the way they played last season to this season, maybe they had some trouble at the beginning of the season, but they're still a top side for Serie A.
Yeah, I think now that like they're pretty much fully fit, you know, with Magnon back, with Simon Kjaer back, Tomori back, I think like now you're seeing like Milan. Like throughout points in the season, they're playing three back, they're playing this player here, this player there, to a net. But now with Magnon back, I think that makes a huge
Yes,
difference.
yes.
You
That's
can
what-
just tell the team is so much more calm and composed because they know that they have Mike. Ball comes in the box, it's Mike's. Like he's such a great goalkeeper.
He's confident, he's secure. You know, he
He's good on the ball,
communications for
too. Like,
really
you
well.
can pass the ball back to him, and you know you're safe. Like he starts counterattacks as well. I would probably say like top 3 keepers in football right now. I would say, in my opinion, right? And I think Tomori in there too with Kjaer. I think they make a very good pair. You know, I think Tomori and Kalulu are kind of similar in the way they play, but Tomori and Kjaer, they play very differently, and they kind of balance each other very well. And then the midfield, man, I love Tonali. Krunic has been putting
He's been balling.
shifts as well. And I
And
think at the end of
Benacer.
the day, you need these players that are going to unexpectedly like graft through a game and get you there. But in the same token, man, like Inter have had some players as well. Like, you know, Barella has really been stepping up. Brozovic is back playing again, and we all know how much of a great player he is. We've seen him with Croatia. And you know, they have like I think maybe a little bit more experience in big games in that Inter side. Like I think, you know, you have someone like Dzeko who's been there. You know, you have someone like Perisic and Brozovic who have been there internationally
Not
for
Perisic.
for their clubs.
Spurs.
Oh, Perisic is gone. I forgot. Brozovic is there regardless.
But you're living in the 2022.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the wrong squad. But Barella in the Euro Cup as well, and you know I think they have a lot of talent, but it's tough because it's like these inner league matchups can always sometimes throw you off.
I think Milan, man. I think AC is the way superior team. Didn't they just play each other too? What was that in the most recent fixture? Did Inter win?
Cup game maybe.
Did Inter
Might have
win?
been a cup game.
First, I think they got to play each other in the cup still too.
Well,
maybe
when
they
they
did.
last played, I think it was a draw. No.
No, I think Milan won the last one. I can't remember now. I don't know. I know I think they both have one win against each other.
Yeah, but the only way Inter can win is literally if Barella again steps up, plays a really really well game.
The last
And
time
then
they faced each other, Inter won.
Inter
Yeah.
won 1-0.
Oh, there you go.
Again, Barella
Inter won
has
the Supercoppa
And
final
Inter
as
won the
well, 3-0.
Supercopa final against Milan.
The last time that Milan beat Inter was at the beginning of the season, and then going back into
Yeah.
last season, they won as well. But every game, like it's either
And
been
they only won by one. It was 3-2. They only won by one goal in the beginning.
No,
of
it's
the
always
season.
close. The main battles.
Inter's winning.
The
I
main
got it.
battle is going to come down to Dumfries versus Teo. It always
Yes,
is. Every
it
game
is.
is like
It
this.
is.
It's Teo versus Dumfries. Whoever's the winner of that battle wins them the game.
But at the same time, like if Leao's hot, Leao's hot. Now Dumfries has to now really pretty much
Dumfries is a
cover
big
two
boy.
guys.
No, Dumfries doesn't really cover Leal. Leal gets more covered by if Skriniar's fit. It's Skriniar's play.
Skriniar is
And
injured.
Skriniar will probably
Toss him.
lock him down.
Makes sense.
Bastoni's having a good
Bastoni, and then
season so
Right,
far.
Chad be in the middle.
A Chedby in the middle. I don't know. I when you said that when we were saying that like Milan or like Napoli's what's it called? What's the word?
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite. Right now I just see Inter as Milan's kryptonite,
Could be.
and that's why I have Inter winning.
That's why I didn't want Italian teams playing each other.
I have Inter winning. And you're saying Magnon's a good keeper. He is, but you also have Onana on the other side as just as well playing at the moment. They're both in really good form. Forwards are not the best, but they're still doing really well. So it's not like
Yeah.
one's better than the other. Midfielders, who is the best mid?
Pretty similar.
Pretty similar mid, right?
Brozovic and
Mm-hmm.
I guess
I mean, if-
Mkhitaryan.
if Inter have
So it's gonna be a tough game, but I have Inter winning. I think I have Inter winning, and going through. It's good for me. It's gonna be a City Inter final.
that's a crazy.
That'd be a sick final to watch. Something different.
It is very different.
At that point, you're literally handing it over to City.
You think?
Yeah, man.
Nah, you never know, man.
I think Milan is a bigger challenge to City.
Yeah,
Than,
because they have more threat going
I
forward.
think
Yeah.
like Leao makes Leao is the kind of player that can
'Cause
win a
again,
game on his own.
it's the same way how Napoli and Milan played. You have Leao just staying up top, working on the counterattack because City like to play high. At the end of the day, like as long as Milan has their defense sorted, they can cause some damage to City.
Yeah.
And that would surprise the world. Milan going out there and beating City in the final of UCL,
Yeah. Do
and Milan losing again. It's crazy. Sorry,
think-
City losing again.
you think Tomori gets an England call up if he wins the CL?
No,
Nah, bro.
That's
That
insane. No,
guy's,
bro,
that guy's
can-
in
the guy
jail,
can win-
bro.
The guy can win Milan the league and UCL on his own, and he'll still not get called up.
The man's in jail right now, bro.
That's insane.
Yep.
Yep. Beer's View says league it's 1-1. Inter beat them in the Super Copa, but we had a blind man in net.
Oh, yeah, that Tarantano.
Inter and Milan haven't met injury free. The last two times Inter faced a fully fit Milan, they lost both. Tomorrow should come play for Canada. Factos.
Yeah, I think it's impossible.
Back shot.
Yeah, that would be nice. He'd be a great addition.
100%.
Yeah,
Right
that's,
beside what's his name? The Portuguese Canadian.
Victoria?
Victoria, bro. Imagine. What a nasty
He'd be
pair.
like, come on, man.
I'm just joking.
Okay, well that's UCL. Did you write? Did everyone? So what? We went 3 AC and 1 Inter.
So yeah, what's your final basically? What's your finals to you? I have Inter and
Milan Madrid.
Man City.
I got AC. Fully fit AC is a better team than
So you have what's your final then?
Milan
AC.
Juve.
AC what?
When?
No,
No,
what's
Milan.
the final? What's your final?
Oh,
What's
final. City AC.
City AC? And you have AC winning the whole thing?
That's tough.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You know what? Let's
gotta
back,
s- we
let's
gotta
back our Italians.
We gotta see. We gotta
We're
see.
back Italians. Why would you want an Italian team to win?
Because I would rather an Italian.
What's
team
wrong
win.
with you?
I'd
You're
rather
clearly not a
Italian team
Juve
win
fan.
because it makes the league better.
Yeah, it makes you better.
And
Minus,
it will
minus
make-
15 points,
It will
man.
make Juve better because they're gonna
Minus
they're gonna
15
to
points,
splash
Mr.
some
Guy
money.
over here.
They're gonna have to splash some money. I want
Mr.
to see
Gallo
an Italian
Schnooze
team
over
win.
here.
I have City Inter and City winning. Jamesinho.
Big City fan over here.
Big Inter fan over here, James.
I do have some Inter gear
Inter memorabilia.
because my nonno was an Inter fan. I got
Spit it out. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
I want to say City, but it's Madrid, man. You don't know what Madrid's going to show up. That's the problem. I've seen Madrid not show up. I'm going City City versus AC Milan. AC Milan are going to win the Champions League.
This guy's crazy.
AC Milan? Clip it.
Wait, I gotta read this before Daniel says his thing.
Oh god.
Purebit says inter defense versus City attack will be very intriguing. That would be, but what I want to say is Varia's views. Yeah, unfortunately, Tamori had 3 call-ups. Can't play for Canada, but he's like, wow, this is the only Juve fan I like. But the funniest thing he said is, if it was Juve, I'd say City all day. So you're you're crazy, bro. What's wrong with you?
I have my brother's a Milan fan,
So-
so I hate Milan even more than I should. But
Why would you want any
fact that
Serie A
Serie A has
team?
Because he's talking facts, bro. It's not about
Oh my god.
Yeah,
who
the
you think
fact that
is
Serie A
good or
has been
not. It's really about
been in
the
the mud for so long? We need an Italian winner to bring the Serie A back to where it was.
Doesn't mean he's gonna bring you back where you were.
It will bring because it's going to force Juve to buy players. It's going to force all the other
Force
teams.
you to
Look how much money they're going to make from winning this thing.
it's gonna
They're
force
gonna
you
make like 100
to do
million.
some bad financial
yeah, we have to
plays.
cheat.
Exactly. So what do you mean?
No, okay, but obviously I don't want to see Milan. But if it's the only option here, I got to choose Milan.
Nah, you're crazy.
Yes.
That's nuts. Even Various View says the same thing. You're
Don't
nuts.
clip this.
You're nuts, bro, for saying that. That's crazy. That's like saying I want Madrid to win the finals. Are you dumb?
Yeah, but
Or
you're
what?
You're a 2-team league. Like it's not going to change.
Oh, but it said, but the Spanish league's not so good. So then wouldn't I want the
No,
Spanish
but
league to do better
like
and
Barca
Madrid to
and-
win?
Barca and
It's
Madrid
because that makes Barca go play better?
no.
No, it's the same
Shut
thing.
up.
That's the
Barca
same thing
and
you're
Madrid
saying.
will be the 2 forever.
You're saying La Serie A.
No,
You're saying
no,
the Serie.
it's
Wait,
different.
is this
It's
Serie A better than the Liga? You're saying?
Yes, but it's
Okay, so
different.
then why wouldn't I want Madrid
the
to
best
win?
teams aren't better than La Liga's best teams. The league is better. The league.
Exactly, and you're saying you want the league to do better.
Yes.
So what
there's
if I
way
wanted
more
the
better
league?
teams
If
in
I
the
wanted
Serie
the
A.
league to do better, then wouldn't I want Madrid
There's
to win?
way more better teams in the Serie A. La Liga is forever a 2-team, maybe 3-team league. Forever, it will forever be that.
Okay, well, that doesn't make
Yes.
my point.
What are you talking
I'm not
about?
talking about the teams. I'm talking about the league. You're saying that the Serie A is better than the Liga,
Yeah.
but you want a Serie A team to win.
Yes.
I wouldn't want Madrid to win
Yes. No, yeah, I
just
know you
because
wouldn't.
La
Because
Liga. I
you're
want
a
La
2-team league, and if they
That makes
win,
no sense. That's
if
a
they
2-team
win,
league.
it's not going to change anything.
I wouldn't want
It's
Atletico
just
Madrid
gonna
to win either.
be- Yeah, Atletico
I wouldn't
won.
want any La Liga team to win.
you wouldn't. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
You want Man City to win? You want Chelsea to win?
Personally, no, because at the same time, Man City isn't a team that is struggling to make Champions League every single season. For a team like Milan, for a team like Inter, who are still fighting to make the league next season,
Yeah.
it
That's
would
what I'm
still
trying
be
to
good
say.
because that would bring
I
more
wouldn't want
Italian teams
rivals
into the
to
league.
win.
It's different, sure, because I don't support the Italian side, but
I also think it's different because you're not in Italy. If imagine an Italian in Italy saying that, I want
I
Inter
would be
to win.
completely different because I'm living what
Exactly.
I'm supporting. But I'm not living in support. I can see.
That's
from the
why I
outside
would say
on
most
what's
Italians
happening.
wouldn't want that.
They're going to be a lot more. What's it called?
Most Italians wouldn't want Inter to win.
I get it, but they're gonna be a lot more biased because they don't see from the outside. They're only looking from the inside. Everything around them. If they're Juve
That's
fan,
why you're not a true Juve fan.
I will never. Be, you're not a true Barca fan.
I wouldn't want any La Liga team to win.
You're not a true Barca fan because you're not in Barca.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Not necessarily.
Various you says the same thing. I'm not the only guy saying this.
What are you saying?
I got him.
No, it's the same thing as
you
a
got
World
him.
Cup. When
Got you.
when
Right,
a
he was
South
saying-
American team gets knocked out, that's yours. It's Ecuador, and if anything, I'd rather have another South American team
There you
go
go.
and win.
Obviously, that's different.
How is that different? You're still
Because
supporting the
in
continent. You're still supporting the
international, I want
nation.
obviously Serie A,
But
Italy
really,
is
when it
all
comes
one
down to
team.
it, I'm sure Juve would rather have either Milan team win over any other team in the Champions League right now.
Yes, because we're
But maybe,
the league is at,
there's one
yes.
more than the other. Okay, maybe Napoli would hate to have Milan win right now, but maybe they want Inter to win because it still supports the league.
Yes, and the money that's going to bring to Serie A is crazy, especially that this is like a pretty in-debt league. Every team in this league is pretty much like pretty in debt. All the top, at least the top.
No, even various views says he's speaking facts because
Yeah, I'm speaking facts.
No,
I
not
am.
he is speaking facts because the Serie A is in shambles. So Dave, I think
I thought La
you're
Liga
by,
was in
no,
shambles, though.
you're by yourself.
I
It's
thought
okay.
La Liga was worse though. He said that Serie A was better than La Liga.
It's okay.
It is.
It's okay.
So
But
then,
you're-
how
even
is the Liga in
even-
It
shambles?
will
Even-
forever be better
how
than
is
La
the
Liga.
Serie A
Even
in
pure
shambles
bets,
then?
even
Hey,
pure
wait,
bets
let-
saying,
let's
even
talk.
pure bets saying you're a goof.
You're saying Serie A is in shambles, but they're better than La Liga.
Yes, because
You're saying
La
Serie A is the
Liga does
second
not-
best league in the
Liga
world.
doesn't matter. It's only Barca and Madrid. That's
When's the
all that
last
matters.
time?
You're saying
when's the
Serie A
last
is the
time-
second
when's
best league in
last-
the world. So how are they in shambles?
It's like talking to a wall.
When's the last time an Italian
How's
team?
that
When's the last time an Italian team won the
There's three
Champions
Italian
When's the
teams in the finals.
When's the last time the Italian team won the Champions League? When's the last
When's
time?
the last time a Premier
What?
League team won the Champions League?
3 years ago,
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Okay, doesn't mean that team's before that. When's the last time they won?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. It's
And
like
that's a
every
while.
3 years, pretty much a Prem team.
When's the
Okay.
last time Serie A team won?
Go.
Inter, no?
Yeah, one.
2006.
No.
2004. No, sorry. I
Come
don't
on, you
remember.
can do it.
I don't care about Serie A
This is
teams.
a tough watch.
So if you don't care about
Okay,
City, yeah,
so
why are you
it's,
talking about
it's
City?
about 20 years ago. So
No,
yes, it was
2010.
2010.
Oh, 2010. Okay.
So it's about
13.
13 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
But you're saying the league's in shambles. It's not
It
in
is
shambles.
in shambles. Every team is in debt. All the time.
So every
We-
team in most leagues are in debt.
Our top 6 teams are literally got to sell their players just to be there.
It's true because at the end of the day, like Serie A is a feeder team. If you want a team, any league to like to be a superior league, you need to have them win competition so they can
Yes.
keep the players, keep competing in the following seasons. That's the only reason why Madrid is one of the best teams in the world
They don't lose their players. They stay there forever.
because they're winning,
Yeah.
right? When you have a winning mentality for any club, like the players want to stay. And yeah, there might be childhood dreams of playing for what team and any other team, but I'm sure the chat can agree with me and Chris. So yeah.
Shut up, Dave.
Yeah, Dave, bro. Cállate
All
más
Barca
boca.
fans want Madrid to win deep down. Are you dumb?
Yeah, because honestly, yeah, Matt, Dave,
I want Madrid to
Jay
win.
sometimes.
Are you crazy?
Dave has. I have a picture of him wearing a full Madrid kit.
Yeah, you guys also forced me to wear that. That was our men's league kit.
No, you wore it out to a field session.
I also have you wearing a lot of Italian kits. So what?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's because the Serie A is not good, bro. So I have to support my other teams.
I don't though. I only
Good
wear
one.
Juve.
Good one. Yeah, sure.
I literally
sure,
only wear Juve. I might be the
Yeah.
only one that doesn't wear different kits.
Yeah. That's the biggest lie.
Yeah, but yeah.
You're the biggest
Besides
liar,
Cagliari.
man.
Okay, let's move on to the Europa.
Various
Oh, voice
users
crack.
here saying is that Milan is the only team that's really doing well because they haven't really spent in the past 3 years, which
Yeah.
is pretty good considering that they're in the UCL semifinals now. But UCL, all I gotta say is United are in. Okay, they don't.
UCL. UCL, not United.
Oh, sorry,
UEL.
UEL. United. They fumbled the bag from first leg.
Zero ball knowledge.
Yeah, you guys.
Why?
Because I'm cute.
All I gotta
Thanks,
say, United fumbled the bag in the first leg when they, conceded those 2 goals late into the second half. Obviously, the injuries, the yellow cards really affected us. So it just came down to us having a weaker side in the second leg. And at the end of the day, like Sevilla had nothing to lose. You know what I mean? On paper, not on paper, but like technically we are the better team. They expected us to win. But Sevilla came out hot. Ocampos playing well, Acuna playing well, El Nazeri playing well. And then it just came down to De Gea, Maguire not being in the right mindset. It really wasn't right because even Martial got injured. So
Yeah.
all I gotta say is Maguire needs to fucking leave this club.
Send them back to Leicester in Division 2.
No, he's gonna go to like fucking Bournemouth or something.
Bournemouth. No, he's going to go to like Everton.
I don't know. The end of the day, it came down to us making mistakes, and it literally cost us 4 of the 5 goals that Sevilla scored in the 2 legs. 2 own goals. Maguire passing it to the opposition right away. I don't blame De Gea for that because if you're a center back and as your captain, you're asking for that ball back. I'm sure that you know where you're placing it on the field and where your opposition is, so then you can receive that ball and then do something with it, not simply pass it back and then assume that someone's gonna be there for you.
Bro.
Because
I
you
blame De Gea,
no,
too.
no, because De Gea, yes, he could have maybe cleared it, maybe made the better decision of maybe clearing it and not passing it back. But if you see if De Gea sees 3 players coming at you, right, and Maguire's there ready to receive it, I want to make sure that he is confident enough to receive that pass if he's asking for it.
The thing is, De Gea doesn't have. I don't know how to say it, but like he has no.
He's not good with his feet.
He's not good on his feet,
He's
but he also
gotten
has
better.
no not ball
Awareness.
knowledge, but awareness. He's a pure goalie. He doesn't know what to do with the ball when he has the ball.
I think the goalies have the most awareness on the pitch.
Bro, he can't even
considering
kick a ball.
Considering they literally see the whole field.
And that's what I'm saying. So how didn't he see those 3 guys running towards him?
But Maguire is asking for it.
There's a lot of players asking for balls every time a player has a ball. You see players being like, "Why pass the ball?"
I'm not saying Maguire, the head wasn't
You
the
should've seen
bad
that. You
or
should've just
wasn't
let
right.
it out.
Yeah, sure. But same time, maybe Maguire, maybe he was just whatever. It was a mistake. on our part. And then the third goal, yes, again, De Gea making another mistake there, couldn't clear it. So,
Tough.
yeah, on to the next one. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next year.
In what, in the Europa League?
No,
Oh, you guys top 4 now?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
He's saying see you next year. He didn't say what. He said so I'm assuming
You're
Europa
probably
League.
gonna be Europa League. You're probably
We're
gonna,
in first place. What are you
yeah,
talking
but
about?
you're probably gonna get third place.
We're in
your
first
group,
place though.
and
You're
then-
gonna lose in the
how
group
we-
stage again.
Wait, who's winning the league this year? Are you guys winning the league?
That's a
Are
shit.
you guys winning the
league.
league?
The league
Are
stinks.
they winning the league?
The league
No.
sucks, man.
We're winning the league.
That might be worse than the Ligue 1.
Bro, there's a team in your league that has how many points ahead?
Okay. that
How many
doesn't mean it's the
points?
worst league.
How many points ahead?
That doesn't mean it's the
You're
worst
saying
league.
you're saying that we're a bad league, but our teams are all bad. How many points are How many points are Napoli ahead right now?
How many points are Barca ahead?
How many points are Napoli
How
ahead?
many points are Napoli ahead? Barca ahead.
9 points.
No, they're up by 11.
They're up by 9 points. Barcelona.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
If I'm checking correctly, it says 73 points to 62. So how many is that?
11.
Thank you very much.
So what's the
Pretty sure
difference?
it's 9 points.
Difference
Unless,
No,
What's the difference here, big boy?
looking at it right here.
how many is thing?
It's like 14
Exactly.
or
Same shit, man. It's 3
maybe
points.
16.
But I thought Barca's only a 2-team. La
It
Liga's a
is.
2-team.
One's in Champions.
So then why are all
One's
these
in Champions.
why are all these Serie A teams that are pretty good that much lower?
But
the
they're,
Napoli?
they're still in the league. They're still all.
They're
in
still
European
they're all
competition.
still in the league.
Roma, Juve in Europa League, Fiorentina in Conference League.
Okay.
Inter and Milan both in Champions League. That's a
A
lot.
lot of
teams.
people didn't you guys say that the winning the league's harder?
Yeah, in a good league.
So yeah, now it's in a good league. Good one.
When you're like-
yeah, now it changes.
when you're,
Now it changes.
Okay,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
not spiral out of
Now it changes.
out of
that's
our
because he always has
topic
to have
here.
Barca.
No,
talk
because you always have to
Stop.
say that the league's
It's
bad.
okay. David's a true Barca fan. He has the tattoo to show it.
You guys are crazy, man.
Thoughts on Sancho? He had an okay game. Again, it just comes down to not having the right players out there to really have the game where we can go out and win it. You know, playing Sabater, who had a good game last game, but considering we have Fernandes there too, Ericsson coming back from injury, Martial, who really doesn't see regular minutes, Anthony again having an okay season so far, and then Sancho, Sancho gets his minutes, but again, you don't. It's really hard to see the players go out there and really perform when it's not consistently. So then you have
Free my guy, man.
Wan-Bissaka back there, Lindelof, Maguire, who have barely seen minutes all season, and then you have Delap playing left back, which is like not his strongest position, but he can run it. So
Hold
yeah,
on. One guy in the chat. I can't see his full name. King Shano. I want Milan to win, and I'm a Juventus fan from Italy.
Damn, bro, you guys aren't real Juventino fans.
So
What do you mean?
we're just thinking ball
What do you
knowledge
mean?
here.
We're thinking.
yeah, good one.
We're just
Me and Mr. Guy are thinking ball knowledge.
Day is in the blender.
Me and Mr. Guy play online.
okay.
Okay.
But yeah, good for Sevilla. Honestly, they went on and played like this is their league, this is their trophy to win, and this is their competition. So
Their
gonna
trophy to win.
they're probably gonna get knocked out next round.
probably. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Juve. I don't know. Juve.
Nah, they're gonna get
Juve
knocked
doesn't convince me still yet.
What do you mean, bro? They're in the best league. It was the best league, bro. It's
Third
easy.
best
It's
league.
an easy win.
But yeah,
Bundesliga's
Juve
not there.
Juve Sporting, man. It ended up 2-1.
Uh,
It was were you shaking in your
The last maybe 5
why
minutes.
though? You
yeah.
guys are in the best league.
Last 5 minutes. Well, Juve tends to park the bus when
and Bremer was off. No, they
yeah,
got
he pulled his hammy.
So you guys were playing on the air less or
No, we had Gatti come on, which he did just fine.
Okay.
Gatti's actually good. Danilo had a good game. Alexander back three had a good game.
And man
What
has
do
a
you
good
mean
point.
Well, they had a good game.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm
has a good
talking to
point
this
right now.
idiot.
Oh, sorry.
But no, Juve played good defensively. Sporting didn't really have any shots on goal. All their shots came from afar and nothing happened, or crosses, nothing happened. So literally a great defensive performance from Juventus.
Great defensive performance.
Spec
You guys
nothing
won by
else.
1 goal.
Great defensive performance.
Yeah, they
Did
didn't
they
lose
tie?
by 1 goal.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't say great offensive performance.
You
I
know, most likely when Juve is playing, it's gonna be low scoring.
Boring game.
said, but they got.
I'm falling
Sometimes
asleep.
boring and a little gritty. That's this.
Man, you scrape out 0-0 results
Yeah,
week
you
in,
Xavi
week
does the
out.
same
I don't know what
thing.
you're talking
And
about.
they're entertaining.
No, they're
Entertaining,
not.
they're not.
Very
I've
entertaining.
watched.
Man, we
They're
can get a
boring.
real Barca
Yeah,
fan in
sure.
here in the name of Matthews telling us those games were boring.
I don't know, man. Not with Xavi in the helm. He's got a little bit of rose-colored glasses with Xavi. Feels Coleman,
No,
the
oh, yeah,
world's burning down. But Xavi, oh, it's Xavi ball. Don't worry, he's a young
Xavi ball's
gaffer.
good.
And then it'll be
Yeah,
0-0
his
against
excuse is
Freiburg.
that he's young.
But I don't know. I'm worried that Juve versus Sevilla is gonna be an absolute.
If Sevilla beat
snooze
Juve,
fest. I don't
you're
think
not
they
gonna
will.
hear. You're not gonna hear the end of it from me.
Juve are gonna win.
Tell me how Sevilla season was this as of lately, and why they're only
been
in 14th
horrible.
place. Okay, but why are they in 14th place?
Because they're horrible.
That's all you can say. Well,
Because
that's-
they're a bad team.
But I can say the same thing considering that they're in 14th place. Everyone, if someone saw a table right now and saw Sevilla 14th place, they're shit, right?
Yeah, they
Get
are.
some guy from the street. But do you know why they're the factors as to why they're doing so poorly?
Tell me.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Because they're bad. They're not a good team.
Oh, they lost a lot of key players, right? In the
Yeah,
summer, right?
so they're bad. What else do you want me to say?
No, yeah,
They're not doing well. There's no reason for them to be in 13th place.
No, I think at the end of the
They've
day,
been getting better though.
they're a team that they have players that can play.
They literally had 3 different managers in the last month.
Yeah,
They've been struggling. Yes.
Yeah, they've been going through a lot, but at the end of the day, like they have players that can go out there and win Europa League level games. Like someone like Enesri can turn up. Someone like Ocampos can turn up. They still have, Rakitic, right, who on any given day can boss the field. And then for me, really, it's the back line that worries me most. Like, Bade is a decent defender, but other than that, who else do they really have back there? Marcao, don't really rate him very highly.
He got injured.
And he got injured too, right? So I think, against Juve, I think it'll be scrappy. I think Sevilla can nick a goal because of someone like Enesri. He's a pesky striker to play against, and he can always find a goal from almost nothing. We saw it with Morocco in the World Cup. But I think Juve will grind it out just because I think overall Juve have more quality.
a lot more.
But it's going to be disgustingly
Yeah, they
boring.
do have a lot more.
And I'm happy that the other fixture is going to be a lot more exciting.
Yeah,
A lot
no,
more.
that's gonna be a good fixture. The
Yeah.
other side. Do you know who's on the other side?
Yeah.
No, I know. Oh no, Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, and
Ooh,
I don't know,
Their Italian side.
Roma.
yeah.
Okay,
Get your shit together.
and
dude.
Bayern Leverkusen is winning.
no,
It's
it's
close.
gonna be-
It's
it's
close,
gonna
but I would like to see Bayern and Leverkusen go through.
Yeah,
Personally.
Mourinho's past his prime, bro. What is he always doing?
Mourinho's still a
Mourinho's been
good
Nah,
coach.
bro.
I think the only way Roma have a chance is if Mourinho's a good coach. I think that's the reason, if any, that Roma go through. Because I think, like I mentioned to Spatty, I think like talent wise, I think Leverkusen have a lot more talent on their team.
No.
Come on,
Maybe young talent. Not
talent.
How?
They do.
Talent.
They don't have one player that's more talented than Dybala on that team.
My
You're gonna say
God.
Wirtz, and he's not. He could be.
This guy's
He's
in
not,
the
though.
Dybala trade
Come
still.
on.
He's not.
Oh my
Christopher.
God.
We'll see when they play each other. Who's gonna make more of an impact? Dybala probably.
If he even plays,
healthy.
if he
He
plays.
played
If
today,
he plays,
and he scored.
I would even argue Diaby has more of an impact than Dybala currently. On current
that's
form,
That's insane.
Diaby's in
Diaby.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
in great form, but so is Dybala.
Dybala's a great player too. But I mean, Diaby is a player that he's unplayable on his day just with speed.
Okay,
right?
Dybala's playable on his day.
I'm not saying that. Dybala's a great player too. I think like Dybala is probably
So Bundesliga bias.
no. I think Dybala is the best player.
and add the two any player on those two teams.
Yeah, but I think the next few are probably from Leverkusen.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But not overall though. You could have second, third, but the rest are probably gonna be Roma. Yeah, Spinazzola, Pellegrini, Mancini. Mancini is talented.
Mancini.
Wirtz.
You guys, because,
Wirtz.
No, I'm not. I'm
Igapié.
saying Wirtz and Diaby. I'm saying they're probably-
Frimpong.
No, Frimpong's not better than Spinazzola. He's 100% not better.
Holy.
He's 100%. I could back that 100%. If you don't think
With
that,
what?
terrible,
With what?
terrible.
What are you
Terrible
back?
ball
What are you
knowledge if you don't
backing?
think
That? What are you
Spinazzola is better
backing?
than
That? What
Frimpong.
are you
He's known
backing?
as
Frimpong is a
Gabagoo.
better young talent, obviously, because he's young. That's it.
What does
That's the
that
only thing he can
mean?
have. That's the only thing he has on Spinazzola. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the only thing he has on Spinazzola. Is being
has one leg.
and he's more talented than both.
Yeah, good one.
Frimpong's.
Oh god.
But yeah, I think I think Bayern Bayer Leverkusen can go through in that side. I see Bayer Leverkusen, Sevilla. Not because I'm targeting a Serie A team
Yeah.
or everything. No, but I honestly think Sevilla have nothing to lose going out there, and I think Juve, like they might have some struggles here and there before those games starts.
I don't know, but now in my head I'm thinking, okay, Juve got their 15 points back. They're chilling now. Like they're probably gonna make Champions League now.
They're barely in top 4. They're in top 4, but like what, 4 points?
But
Like,
every other team that's under them are still playing in Europe too.
Like Chris is saying though, they're still not safe when it comes to this whole stuff with the league.
Yeah.
yeah, they can still get dropped back down.
So I think, yes, Juve have are decent when it comes to sometimes, but I think Leverkusen have
Sevilla, you mean?
Leverkusen have nothing to lose out there either. Oh, Sevilla. Sorry, Sevilla.
Yeah.
I see Sevilla Leverkusen finals.
Fair enough. It's not gonna happen, but
We got the chat saying, and then also from Solar going a little bit back with the United stuff. They suffered in the summer with Diego Carlos and Cunha leaving. They didn't really recover from that. They also got Lopetegui who left in the summer as well.
Yeah.
Everyone make sure to smash the like button. Oh, thank you, Various, for your podcast.
Oh,
Cheers, mate.
I thought Dan was just saying that.
No. And then we got that man saying Mourinho facing his former player too.
who? What the heck?
Pogba? I don't know.
No. Anyway. Oh,
And
we'll
then
think about it.
King saying
Cheek, maybe? No.
the reason Juventus ball doesn't
That's
look
Leipzig.
appealing
Oh,
is
sorry.
because our sorry, let me see.
Where are you?
Bothering me now.
The reason Juventus ball doesn't look appealing is because our attackers can't create opportunities, and we have been unlucky with injuries all year. And MN is saying it, Xabi Alonso.
Ah,
Baller.
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Coaches.
I thought
Yes.
like current player. I was kind of
Yeah,
confused there.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, Xabi Alonso. He's
Surprisingly, he's done really well. For his,
second
like-
half of the season.
Bro, he brought them from what? They were like 13th, no?
Once Wirtz came back, that was
But
the
still, it's not just one player is going to change the whole thing.
yeah. It has been.
Had a lot of things to do with that too, no? He doesn't go and just play. Just tell him what to do.
I know, but when you have a player like I think like with Xabi Alonso, he's a good coach, but like when he gets a player with that much talent, he can really cook. Whereas before he was kind of like Azmoun, he was just throwing players up there and hoping something sticks. But when you have a player like Wirtz and a great gaffer with a good footballing mind, I think you can have some pretty good results. And I think
Do you think gaffers who were center midfielders back in the day are better in overall?
Smartest position on the
They,
pitch.
they got to see the game more and from their position when playing.
probably that, and I also think like to an extent like some like maybe center backs as well, like.
Yeah, I don't really see forwards doing well.
Forwards, not really as much. Midfielders, I mean, depending who, because you can also pull up Gattuso, who's had a terrible managerial career. Lampard and Gerrard.
No,
who
I'm
haven't really
not
done
saying
much as
every
well.
single midfielder
Zidane, Xavi. I think Pirlo. I think will have a great career.
for the most part.
Iniesta, if he ever coaches, I think would have a great career as well.
I don't think he'll coach.
I even think back to Matthias Sammer at Dortmund too, when he won them the league in 2002. Another good midfielder who kind of did bits as a coach, but.
Rijkaard.
Pep
back in the day.
as well, right? So
Yeah.
I think, I think like players that play in that almost like a 6-8 position, like you control so much of the game. I think like you can
And they
really
also,
dictate your
they
team.
probably also have a better connection with their players that play their position too, so they can communicate them better. Be like, hey, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you obviously want to see the best from them because they
Yeah.
kind of like reflect how you played back in the day. It's obviously it's one or the other, but I can see it where those gaffers are so.
yeah. With Leverkusen, you've seen that a lot with Robert Andrich. He came in from a random team last summer, and under Xabi Alonso, he's absolutely blossomed into like a 6/3 center back hybrid, and he's been, there's been games where he's been like pretty incredible. So it'll be interesting to see. I think he'll have a big impact in the games against Roma. I think if he plays well, that'll do a lot for Leverkusen. Just with how attacking their wing players are, you kind of need that solidity in the midfield to kind of be an anchor. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like Bakker and Frimpong and Wirtz and Adli and Hlotzek, and there's a lot of talent in that Leverkusen team, and I think it'll be interesting to see two teams that both play almost like a three back, and it'll be cool to see. I think it's gonna be a pretty exciting game. I almost wish it was the final.
So who's the final?
Who's the final? Juventus versus Leverkusen.
I got Sevilla Leverkusen.
Yeah, sure. No, it's gonna be Juve Roma full Italian final. I think Roma's more. is a better
Honestly,
team than Leverkusen.
with this Europa League sides, like it can go either.
Yeah, I
way.
could go anywhere.
There's no like guarantee.
Mr. Italian guy over here.
No, I think the Leverkusen Roma game is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot. It's
Both
very,
teams,
it's very
both games are gonna
attacking.
be very fun.
No, one's gonna be a very defensive game. One's gonna be a very attacking game.
Truly, like if I were you, I would rather
Leverkusen in the final. I know.
because Roma will probably
Yes,
beat you. Leverkusen
I
will
know.
probably attack, which Juve wants. They soak it up, they counter, they win.
I would rather have Leverkusen in the final, but I think it's gonna be Roma.
I wonder when Patrick Schick comes back for Leverkusen.
He's
Won't make a
what injury
difference,
does he
man.
have? He has a groin injury.
If he comes back against us, Sheik, like he's gonna do nothing against us. If Bremer's there.
What's Vlahovic gonna do?
To be fair,
Nothing either.
Honestly, Vlahovic's been pretty bad.
MN saying, do you guys feel the UCL hasn't really been exciting this season? Not much drama or shocks.
I would say
Oh,
it's been pretty
I'd say
exciting.
it's pretty good.
I-
Not especially going into these final games. I think
would
it's
say
very, very exciting.
Napoli has been very exciting this season. They were destroying everybody at the beginning.
Yes, that's beginning of this when knockout stages, early knockouts and group stages, Napoli has been really exciting. Liverpool, being in shambles.
Yeah. Barca getting eliminated, Juve getting eliminated in the group stage. United
Yeah.
getting eliminated. There's a lot of good teams.
No,
Oh, or
we were in the
just
gr- we were in
sorry.
the group.
Whatever. A lot of teams that got dropped into the UEL that are still in.
but yeah,
Actually, just Juve.
let's finish it off here. It's been a little bit of a long night. I'm sure I'm sure you guys had a good time too. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes, boys.
been fun.
Thank you very much. Mr. Serie A guy over here
Mr.
wants all these Serie A teams to win.
Yeah. This would be
want
nice.
that?
And then
See if that
Fiorentina
happens.
Conference League, baby.
This guy, holy man!
Maybe. I mean,
You might as well wear all the jerseys.
There's not many good teams left in Conference League, so Fiorentina could very well do it.
Yeah, Fiorentina's like, all right. But I mean, they're all around the same. Anyway, it's been fun. Thanks for popping in the chat. Make sure
Thanks to everyone. Amen.
Very
you can name them all. There's quite a
Yes.
few actually.
King,
Yeah.
Pure Bets.
Beer bets, bro.
Yeah, man.
And everyone in the
Anthony.
TikTok as well.
Your TikTok's been kind of
Again, make sure to like, guys. Make sure to give a comment down below of your thoughts. Would be really appreciated. Again, if you guys haven't followed us again on socials, hit us over there. Let us know what you guys think of James's last reel. We just posted about his Luke McCannell take. So let us know what you guys think there. But again, thank you everyone for coming.
And
Thank
you know who
all.
we are.
Thank you all for
We're the Mr.
Staying.
Guys.
Mr. Guys Online.
Mr. Guys. See you guys.
All right, boys. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
See ya.
Later. Visa Barca.
Ciao. Be the culture. Thanks, Anthony. Ciao.
Ciao.